Well, welcome to another motherfucking roleplay sessions, and today you're going to see a very interesting list of things that I got for you right now. There's going to be a sales masterclass again by yours truly, where you're going to see advanced concepts in sales that only I was able to comprehend by studying hundreds of books, hundreds of hours of content, and having insane mentors that allow me to comprehend the psychology behind the prospects. And I'm going to be explaining this stuff in detail in these roleplay sessions for you. That is pretty much a coaching call as well. I only know this because I took thousands of calls, okay? And I did an insane amount of closing calls. By this point, ridiculous. So, in case you don't know me, my name is Lucas Guy. I make $50,000 a month with sales. I work with 9-figure companies, and I was able to generate millions. And with the same knowledge that I was able to do stuff, I'm going to be sharing it with you so that you can do the fucking same, okay? Now, what are you going to see in this role play? Well, let's call it a very chaotic one. You're going to see what happens when you're in the middle of a conversation with multiple people and they are quite special. You're going to see how you can, when you lose the full control, or you hit a dead alley that you don't know really what to do or what to say, I'm going to teach you how you can zoom out so you can really understand what's going on in the call. So that no matter what happens, no matter what obstacle you face, or if the prospect doesn't want to talk much, you know exactly what to say and what to ask so that you will never, ever have the problem of saying, I don't know what to ask. And I know that is a difficult problem that everyone has in their closing careers. You're also going to see the proper mindset to have on calls. This meaning, what is the front part of your mind? What should be in the front side on your conscious mind? What should you be thinking of? And what is the thing that should be in the back end? What are the things that should be working automatically by themselves? If you can master this, as I explained in detail in this video, you realize that your power within closing is going to hit a drastical change. You're going to be able to close like a motherfucker, because the reality is that if you can compartmentalize your mind into being present on the call and having all the knowledge that you're supposed to be studying and knowing on the back end and let that run by itself, you will be a beast. And again, you're going to see how in this video. You're also going to see the difference between pains and problems, and why is it relevant for you to know both, and why is it relevant for you to know which one you're targeting. And what is the thing that is going to allow you to actually close things on calls and not necessarily to just find the first thing that you can and just tackle that like a idiot, all right? So my point is, I would like you to use the stuff that I'm about to teach you and use that stuff not just to close more, but also to win any type of objection that you're going to be receiving. So for example, I know one thing that creates a lot of problem today is receiving an objection and not knowing how to handle it. And of course you have a bunch of dickheads telling you that you're supposed to just recite a word track or some stupid stuff like that, and that is going to fix the problem. But in reality, there's something so much better that you can do, which is the counter strike, a technique that I developed and that I use, which basically is, in a nutshell, to grab the objection that they gave you and use that as a stepping stone, as a leveraging factor, so that you can close people with that same argument. So they're going to tell me, I need to think about it, I need to talk to my wife, I don't have the finances, whatever it is, and I'm going to use what they said to win my argument on why they're supposed to do it. Okay? You're going to see how. Finally, I have a free gift for you, a very good one, which is, I'm always pushing the idea of having a community because I want all of you to practice, I want all of you to become better, and the need to have a peer so that you can practice role plays, you can discuss stuff. But I know that the free communities are shit, and I know that the paid programs usually are shit as well, and they just want to scam you. And even though I created the most insane program in the fucking planet, it also requires an investment, so I understand that not everyone can just jump into it. So I said, how can I give more to the people? How can I give more to you, my valuable viewer? Well, I'm going to create a free community, a free Discord, where you will see channels that will allow you to just, not just have a war room where you can literally be talking with people all the time, but also a section, a channel where you can be practicing role plays, where you can have one-on-one conversations with people so that you can just become better, improve, and become a complete beast in sales without the need of you having to invest. And the best part of this that if you guys are engaging in this and you guys are liking it, I'm going to be hosting a free coaching call in that place every Monday at time that I still have to fix and see. But I'm going to be giving you a free call in there of 1 hour. You can just ask me questions, you can talk to me, I can help you with your situation so that you can become a profitable closer or setter if that's what you're in right now. So hopefully you are going to enjoy this gift. You can see it down in the description. And after you join that Discord, my man, let's enjoy and take notes in this video because it's going to be one that, well, you're going to like a lot. It's a special one, as always. Anyways, that being said, enjoy the video and don't forget to take some notes. So, gents, here we are, another call. We have half of the crew on calls, literally. Andrew, George, Liam is definitely sleeping. Where is Jared? Okay, I'm going to roll individually after this. But anyways, let's begin since we're here. Let's start with, again, very burning questions, immediate questions that you guys have, if you have something. And then we're going to do the role plays because it's role plays day. So I'm not going to be annoying you guys telling me, give me questions. So who's first? Tyler N. N for
And
neighbor.
neighbor. Yes, sir. So this is a burning question that I had.
Okay.
And I've noticed that to just shortcut this whole sales journey, we need to do what you were saying. Have that level of realness that is also neutral, that is unselling people to say, hey, this is like your life. Let's say you see that they don't have the motivation. Let's say you see that they don't have that interest for them. Let's say you see that there's no really burning thing. And you just need to have that level of realness, but that is on the spot, and very genuine to the conversation.
Mm-hmm.
My question is, how did you develop that? Because I can see myself picking that up on role plays when I'm doing it, when I'm just saying I'm going to be real. But what is a mindset guide that you could give me on that aspect?
I will try not to get too deep into this, but it's a flip that I got that is in this part affected by, you know what I'm always telling you guys, the memento mori, you're going to die anyways. It's just, I don't know, I'm not gonna be fucking around. But this is how I am also with everything. It's clearly I'm teaching all of you to be very real when you're talking with a prospect, but it's also how I am with you guys as a coach. It's also how I am to everyone that I know. And I thought about this before as well, is why am I like this? And it really clicked off when back in the day, all of you know, I had no food to eat, I had nothing. I started selling drugs so that I could survive. And I ended up in a situation, and it's like it did this click, and traveling to that old city kind of reminded me of this, which is I even ended up in a situation where I had a gun literally like this. And in the worst possible, like I want you to imagine a house. You could see the floor. It's just grave and it's broken. The walls are falling. The wood is like everything is so fucked. The roof is like has holes on it. It's the middle of the night. I'm in a very far place from the city, and I'm like, what the fuck has my life turned into? And I don't know why, but that moment in particular really just, I don't want to bullshit around. I want to be real. And life gets really real when you have a gun in front of your face. Like, hopefully, you guys never experienced this, but if you genuinely did, it gets very real. And when I saw that, it's like, it was like an internal part of me said, fuck it, you know? This is why the life experiences that one has really build you up and makes you say, I am a better person because of what happened. And hence why you can receive an advice from me that is how you can become so real and you can cut through everything so that you can get to the point, versus you have the rich kid that tells you, may I share a perspective, because the only real difficult thing that he has was probably his mom not giving him pudding on Sunday, right? My point is, to me, was an event that allowed me to say, I need to be real with what's going on. I don't have time to waste. And it's also very stupid. It's just I don't think it is just as a closing tactic or a perspective like that. It's more like it's holistic. It's how I am. When I am talking with someone and I disagree with that person, this is what I think. I'm not gonna sugarcoat. This is what I think. You don't like it, I accept it. It's fine. I don't know. It's just a level of the personality trait that I was developed because of that event. So, am I saying that you should actively seek to get a gun in front of your face? Probably not. It's not the nicest experience, but it's definitely. I would like you guys to realize that you will hardly gain anything from tipping around stuff, walking on eggshells. Hardly. You will always get through stuff by just breaking walls. Life, at least in my experience, is a series of walls, one in front of another, and all I had to do was using my thick forehead to break every single wall, and that developed this level of realness. And the whole point of what I'm trying to say with this is that I would like all of you to keep in mind of the things that all of you endurance in your life, because we all have different experiences and we all have bad stuff. We all have stuff that hurt us or was challenging to us. It doesn't matter what it is. And I want you to use that to say life can be really very real. I'm going to use that so that I can become even realist than life and beat the shit out of it. And then that showcases into when you're speaking to the prospect, because they can see that even though you can be friendly, even though you can be agreeable, you're not there to fuck around. Okay. You're someone who is not afraid of facing the lion, calling out the shit and say, dude, what the fuck is this? Don't accept stuff like that. That I know it's a bit of a long ass tangent, but is the best way that I can explain it without over explaining it. Does that make sense?
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense because you just use what sort of like showed you that shit, life is what it is. And you just extrapolate that into yourself and be real with the prospect. Because as I was reviewing the calls of all the closers on my team, right,
Yeah.
I ultimately zoomed out and just noticed that the only thing that's stopping people from being great is that they want to say something, they can see that something is off, but they are trying to find a way to say it.
Yeah.
That's what fucking other people up. And I just noticed with that realness and being like, okay, I just see this. The other question is, how do you phrase it so that it doesn't come off as you first being needy? And second thing, you being like an egotistical fuck who's
Yeah.
just,
Yeah. So answering that and also answering the last thing you said, that's the difference on why it's so important to treat stuff like this with and calling things as they are and not trying to find a how can I say this without triggering anyone, or how can I say this in the best possible way? Because if you try to go on that path, when someone tells you, I need to think about it, you're going to say, may I share a perspective? And then you say, heavy is the head who wears the crown. That's you on the path of how can I say this in the least conflicted way? And it's what? The level of realness that it takes to say, you want to think about this. Yes. Okay. So for 40 minutes, you told me you hate your life, you cannot provide for your children, and your wife beats you at home. And this is the way out. You told me that. Yes. You want to think about this? So heavy is the head who wears the crown is pointless compared to that. because you're just being so real that you're cutting through everything. You're just a laser that just cuts through everything. You're the katana, slashing everything on half. And as long as you do it from a place of, I'm genuinely, again, it always falls back into, I want to help you. And I'm not doing this just to make the money. I know all of us are doing this for the money. Clearly, there are secondary reasons, as I want to help people. Yes. I want to become better as well. Yes. I want to help other people through the money that I can make. Yes. But the money that we can make is obviously the biggest driver. And, it's fine. We don't have to deny that. But the problem is that if you just focus on making that money, you will be clouded mentally, and you're not going to be able to actually perform at your best because you're focused on that. But if you're focused on helping someone, and this is where, again, it always seems to fall for that place. If you're focused on the money, what would you do? You're going to try to use the best way of words. Therefore, word track. Therefore, heavy is the head who wears the crown. / measure perspective. If you're focused on just helping, imagine your dad has a problem. Imagine your sister has a problem. Your girlfriend has a problem, whatever. A burning problem that they just told you for 50 minutes that they need to change as soon as possible. You're going to tell them, well, do it, or let's find a way. You're not going to tell them, may I share a perspective with you? Did you heard heavy is the head who wears the crown? I mean, you're not going to say that to someone who you genuinely want to help. So as long as you're acting, as long as you're working on the frame of, I'm doing the best I can so that I can help the people that I care, which you should mentalize yourself and say, how can I help these people? You will be able to not sound needy, not sound challenging, not sound egotistical, just sound in a way that I want to help you, dude. And if they don't want to, you don't get triggered. You just say, okay, I mean, you don't want my help? Why are you in this call if you don't want my help? You giving me all this scenario, I'm giving you how you can get out of it. Do you want to get out of it? And the biggest challenge you're going to see with that is that people tell you, yeah, but it's not that easy because I have to do this and I have to do that. And then you just have to say, yeah, does it serve you to think like that? What if it was even more difficult than what you're telling me? Will it serve you to think it's difficult and just give up? Or would it serve you to say, okay, I'm going to start with whatever I can? This is a big problem. And a big problem, it's solved with small solutions, compounded. So what do you want to do? And it's just, if you can portray that to the prospect and the prospect can see that, you're not going to sound in any way, because to be fair, maybe this could also be because you guys don't have crazy years, crazy months of experience, thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars. But as soon as you start getting closer and closer and closer to that, you kind of start seeing that closing one person who can give you 300, 500 bucks, it's like, I mean, I did my best. I did my best to help you. Okay. Of course, you're going to have calls where you can close people for 100K packages. You're like, hey, I can make 10K out of this one. Now it's more difficult to just stay completely attached. And I get that. It happened to me. But at the same time, it's just not going to help you to be attached like that. And if you know it's not going to help you, then just don't be like that. Which takes me to the point. So what do you have to be attached of? What do you have to think? Well, just understand, I want to help this person, and then just be actively thinking how you can do that. Paying attention to what they're saying. I don't know if that makes sense, and if that answers your question. I'm definitely pulling a Kevin on this one, just doing a massive yapathon. But they're very important topics, so if I can
It's
over
not.
explain them and you guys can really internalize them, it's worth it. So yeah. Anyways, All good
It's
then?
not a yapathon because you broke it down on to so many levels that you even showed the prospect how practical that is, because I think people get that hope when they see something that is really practical and doable by them. So they just get that hope to say, oh, even though I thought it's hard, but if I can do these small steps, then it's real. And from you, you didn't even sound egotistical. You just cut through everything. So it's not a hackathon. It's really helpful.
Nice. Awesome then. We got Captain America here, casually missing on one of the most important explanations in sales in history. Just, I'm finished. I'm going to show up. Fucking Captain America. Anyways, Jaden.
Yeah, I actually changed my question. This is regarding this one. I had like a really gay thought for the past few days, and that was regarding the fact that you told us to help to help the prospect instead of just using the and pain, etc. urgency.
Yes.
But then on some calls, went to the pitch without doing like a real good discovery with pain. But then
Mm,
I thought this is not helping. Getting COP, MIT, etc. This is actually helping because I was kind of, I wouldn't say scared to go into pain, but I felt like these prospects are kind of annoyed when I ask very personal questions.
yes.
But you tell me because I have these thoughts that getting into pain and kind of manipulating them. I know it sounds gay, but it's maybe not helping them. I had these thoughts.
Okay. So let's break everything down. First, you having gay thoughts. I don't judge. Okay. Oh, good. Second, the fact that you are kind of reluctant to say I'm about using pains or something because you know they could be manipulative or whatever, right? Now,
Hmm.
manipulation is when you are through your words or actions or whatever, you're forcing someone willingly or unwillingly to do something that they don't want to do. That's manipulation. Directioning someone, directing people is helping people overcome their limiting beliefs so that they can do the things that they want to do or get to the result they want to. For example, I don't know, you want great teeth and you need to use braces. You probably don't want to wear braces, but you want the good teeth. So it's like, that's another way of example of directing. Manipulation is a bad thing, and it's not what we do. We direct people. We give them directions into where they're supposed to go. That's the first. So don't think it as a bad thing. Because in the end, Jaden, imagine you're a fat fuck, like super, like a super fat fuck. Then you have a discovery with me, and I use all my tactics so that you feel bad, so that you go to the gym. And because of that, you lost a lot of weight and you're healthy now, and you get to live 15, 20 more years of your life. Am I a bad guy?
No.
I just saved 20 years of your life. And not just the quantity, but also the quality. Because you're not a fat fuck, you find a beautiful woman who now is with you. Now you can play with your children. Now you can play soccer with the boys. I don't know. So my point is, you need to have this eye, this third eye, that basically sees this stuff and says, am I doing the right thing now, helping this person? Am I doing the right thing, finding the pains? Because if you are, you're helping them. Just as the same time, if you have, I'm going to give a completely brutal example, but hopefully this will make sense. Let's say I just walk down the street and I find an old lady. I'm not going to put an old lady because this is going to be super canceled. I find another man and I just start beating the shit out of the old man for no reason. I'm inflicting pain as well. But why? Like, what's the point of me of doing that? He doesn't gain anything from the pain. So you can inflict pain as long as that pain creates something good for the prospect. And here's the best part. If we really analyze and we do the stuff based on what I am teaching, you're not inflicting pain. You're just showing the pain that is already there, that the prospect already has. It's not like you're hitting in this analogy, it's not like you, Jaden, are going to hit and punch a granny in the street. You're not doing that. You're just showing to granny, hey, granny, you're punching yourself. Why? Stop. And now that she sees it, it's painful because she sees that she's hurting herself. So that's the other aspect. The third aspect is the real master view, the real ultimate point would be to be a man, be a closer who is able to close only with the thought of, I want to help you. And that is on the front of his mind, which is, I just want to help you. I'm going to pay attention to what you say, and I'm going to see how I can help you realistically. And anything that is in the back of his mind is all the things that I am teaching you. COP, MIT, urgency, whatever the fuck. But that's in the back of your mind. It's here. It's all the way here. It's not here. In here, what you got is just your mission, which is to help. And again, if you want to take it even further down, which is what I explained to Amro earlier today, is like you have all the knowledge that I am teaching you. You have your desire to help them, and in front of that, you have basically you being empty, like an empty vessel who's just receiving information and you're not thinking, because that thinking is clouding your own mind. Even you could literally cloud your mind thinking that you need to pay attention, and because of that, you're not paying attention. Like the brain works like that. But my point is, everything that is in front of your mind is, I'm just going to help, and everything in the back of your mind is all the stuff that I'm explaining. Everything. And the whole thing is about understanding how to use commitment, ownership, pain, motivation, interest, trust, anything. Is you using all this stuff. It's just it's a natural thing that just shows up in your calls based on the conversation that is you're having. And it's perfectly fine if you're just having a normal conversation and you forget to get the ownership. Like, it's fine. I don't want you to be like marked. You could do that, especially in the beginning when you're kind of lost. That's why I created the checklist selling, that you could use that way. But the reality is that eventually it's more like just a genuine conversation and you already understood all the parts. And then when you review it, because you should always review your calls, you just look at it and you say, I didn't get ownership here. Fuck. And then you just, next call, you fix that. So that is the superior, the ultimate salesman. The one who's able to do that, to close with his conscious mind and with his subconscious mind. The conscious mind who's only concerned about helping, and the subconscious mind who's only concerned about motivation, interest, trust, ownership, commitment, pain, all the other stuff that we're learning that are specifics. Make sense?
Yeah, of course, 100%.
Let me know if all what I said answered your questions, or
It did. I'm just being gay.
I mean, okay, I don't know. It's all good. What is this chat? 1 sec. And then I'm with you, Captain America. Did you share your perspective with the gun? Yeah, pretty much. May I share a perspective here? Boom, the guy was just shot, literally. Tyler knows what you're talking about with guns pointed at you. They dance around the topic instead of, oh no. Yes. Was it black when you thought about it? Was it black? Wait, what? What was black? Is manipulation good or bad? I would say it's bad because, in that example that I give, It's basically when you're making someone to go against what they want to do. So I don't know, but at the same time, you can fall into the lines of if I manipulate someone to train and become healthier and they really don't want to train, it's like, is that a good thing or a bad thing? So intrusive thoughts. Jake did that to grandma and she deserved it. Oh my God. Trust your subconscious more. You can start with a script if you're new. The more you advance, the less of a script you need. Yes. He's German, being gay is normal. Oh no. This mentorship should be 10K a month at this point. I am literally pouring a lot of sauce. That's for sure. Was it black when you thought about it? When he was having gay thoughts? Oh no. Jaden. Nah. But oh no. So look up. It's all about internalizing the fundamentals. Yes. Make it subconscious. Yes. But primarily have the mentality to help the prospect. Always, 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 always. You could do it in multiple ways. Don't get me wrong. And because I'm pretty sure all of you know, there's a lot of people who teach you sales publicly, non-publicly, and not everyone agrees with my point or has my point. The only difference is that with this angle, it is the easiest for you as a closer, because if you're just focused on helping, you don't have to be stressed out and be like, I have to say this, I have to think this, I have to remember that. It's like, you don't have to. The second is more enjoyable because you realize that your job is just literally, I don't know, have a conversation. And that's not tiring. It's like, okay, I'm gonna find out what you do. I'm gonna find out if I can help you with my stuff. But if I can't, I mean, it's all good. It's what can I do? And the third one is you're going to be able to get to the points extremely faster than with anything else that I have tried. Because I've been a lot of mentorships, I study from a lot of people. This is the fastest by far. So yeah, the fastest for you to get the result of their information and how you can present the solution to them. So yeah. Also it's easier. So Jared Mercado.
Yeah, so I was watching one of your, I think it was a group coaching call, and you were explaining a concept of when you're stuck in a loop, like
Yeah.
you're just asking a question and they're just kind of saying something vague, just going in a loop, that you speed up to catch up to them and then you bring them out of the loop.
Yes.
So I wanted to ask how exactly you would do that. Because I just had a call where I was asking this guy questions and he's just like, oh, well, I want to do this because doing epoxy flooring is my passion. Like I'm artistic and it's my passion. And then I'm trying all different angles to figure out the actual motivation of why he wants to do this business because he had another business and I just didn't know how to get out of that loop. What I will say is I think I did figure it out. I switched to tangible and figured out he was only making like 4K a month with his business and he has a family. But is that how you would get out of it, or are there other ways, other things you could do?
So the more you play on the negative side, the more you play on the pains, the more difficult it is for people to give you answers. Because first, no one likes to take self accountability, like no one, except, real men, people who are successful in any aspect, honestly. And the second thing is that questions plus talking about pains and hurtful situations just keep increasing resistance from they just keep raising up the shield and just keep hiding from you, and they're going to be closed off even more and more and more until the point that they just won't even respond to you anymore. And that is not your ideal. That's not what you want to do. So this whole concept that I did when this was the call that I had with Amro, I think Amro with the towel, it was when we did the loop thing. So is that you pretty much work with them so that they can feel like, oh, I'm actually progressing in this call instead of being a instead of being attacked all the time by questions, and I'm actually getting through what I want. And the easiest way of doing that is just to play in the dream state. So you have two scenarios. Role play with me. Imagine you're this person, okay? So
Yeah.
tell me something that you ask them, I'll ask you that, and then we can do it, and I'll show you the two scenarios so you can realize how you get out of that.
Okay, he had a general contracting business. So I asked, if you already have this business, why do you want to now start doing epoxy flooring?
Okay, so I'll ask you that. Okay, so you have this business already. Why do you want to, start something different?
Well, I just really like the artistic part of doing epoxy flooring.
You don't have that artistic part in the business that you have?
No, not really.
Is that why you want to change it?
Yeah, I like epoxy.
Okay. Well, what are you seeing here? I'm gonna make it short so that we don't go in an eternal. Do you feel like this, if I just keep going like this, is gonna be like a loop? Do you guys sense this? If you guys are not sure, I can just ask more questions. But it will feel like, so why? Well, because of this. So just let's role play just in case that someone doesn't realize. So I don't know. You just like it better?
Yeah.
Okay. What do you don't like about this job that you have?
I mean, I've just been doing it for a long time, and it's just kind of the same thing.
You don't want to do the
Not,
same thing?
yeah, not really. It's all the same, just, bathrooms, kitchens, renovating. So I want to be more artistic.
And I can just keep asking questions, but the deeper the layer where we're going with this is not the best. So an easy way of doing, actually, you did give me something that I can use to just triumph the conversation, actually. But in a normal scenario, that would be like, okay, this is a loop that is never going to end. In the example where Jaden was asking Amro about his company, and that Amro was like, I just want to make money. I just want to make money. I just want to make money. And it just like never got out of that. As a prospect, one feels like, dude, can we just get to the fucking point? Can you just tell me how much this is? And you don't want to get to that. So the easy way of getting out of that is you playing with the prospect, because a prospect who doesn't like to give a lot of explanations, especially on paints, hardly has the same response when you go about the dream state. And again, see the example. So Jared, going back to the first question, you have this business, but now you kind of want to do this. Why is that?
Because I like the aspect of being able to be creative and be artistic with my work.
Yeah. Why is that artistic?
Well, like painting the floors, doing the different designs. It's a lot more fun than just doing like typical tiles and like regular paint.
And what kind of designs do you do that you find more interesting?
I mean, just like regular epoxy designs.
What are them? Just explain them to me.
I mean, there's different like, squiggles, different squiggles, different like color schemes, sparkles or whatever.
And you like doing that stuff? Is that more interesting to you?
Yeah, it is more interesting.
Why do you think that is?
I'm just more proud of my work after, like seeing it after. It looks like I'm actually, more of an artist than just someone who just does bathroom renovations.
So you like to kind of pursue this avenue because it will make you feel more like an artist than just, I don't know, a worker? Is that the reason here?
Yeah, exactly.
And why is it important for you to feel like an artist in this aspect, not necessarily a worker?
Mm, I guess it's just more, it's like something new.
Right. Pausing this. Why did I went with the dream state when all of you know that I'm not the biggest fan of dream state? Because right now with the dream state, now I have a very good way of contrasting what the problems are, which is he's doing the same old work, him saying that he's new. He's doing the same old work that he's bored of doing. He does a job that he feels no gratification of proudness for. He's like he said he feels proud when he does this. Therefore, with this one, he doesn't. He said that he's bored of doing this. With this, he's not. So my point is, if you have someone, in this case, Jared, honestly, you kind of play the same prospect on both sides. It's like breath. But my point is, when you have a prospect who in the pain, in the just smacking him around gives you very short answers, you can just easily flip to the dream state. And when you go to the dream state, people start to become more of a yapper, which is, oh yeah, it's just that, I mean, I'm more of an artist. I can do this stuff. I have more freedom. I am able to, this is how people react. But when you go to the pain, they're more like, yeah, I just don't like it. And I was like, okay, what the fuck? Like, what do I do with that? But if they say they don't, yeah, no, I like doing this because I have more freedom and I don't have a boss, it's like now they're giving you so much useful information. And you just ask a series of 4 or 5 questions, maybe 6 on that dream state. And you just extrapolate very quickly into the pain and you say, so what you're telling me is that you want, you want to be in a place that gives you freedom, that you don't necessarily have to be responding to a boss, that you can feel pride about the things you do. You're not bored. You want to do something new. So is that why? Yes. And why is that important to you? Well, because of this. And then I can clean that and I just start taking all this desire slowly into pain, pain, pain. And I can use all that pain plus the consequence of what happens if you never take action on this. You want to stay like this in a day? How much longer you want to stay like this? Those two will give me the action of him actually buying. So I'm making a yapathon on this, I know. But my point is, you're able to just, with prospects who don't want to talk much, you can just push the dream state a little bit more because the contrast of that dream state is going to give you the pain. And with the pain, you can get the action. And with the action, you can get the sell. With the sell, you get the money. And with the money, everyone is happy. That makes sense?
Yeah, so the point of going into the dream state is to get them to open up more and talk more, basically.
Of the process. This is you entering that loop and walking with them very good. It's like you just start going with them because if I want to buy your stuff, I'll give you a different perspective. I don't even want to say the word perspective now. We completely ruin a good word. So if let's say that you are selling fitness and actually let's make a fun one. You're selling a copywriting service, okay? Copywriting, whatever, mentorship. And I want to be part of that. And you say, so how much money you made with copy? For how long have you been doing copy? What about this with copy? And I'm like, ugh, how much is this, dude? It just gets frustrating. Also, you're just smacking me around all the time, telling me that I'm not good enough with the things that I have accomplished. I don't like that. If you see that that is triggering me, you can just enter the loop with me and you say, so you want to do copy because you want to make more money, right? Yeah. And with that money, what would you want to do? I mean, I would like to buy more stuff, travel more, get a better life. Okay. So how soon do you want a better life? Like, I want it as fast as possible, man, because now I want to go because even though we're still in a loop of questions that are not necessarily giving me the information that I want of the program, there are questions that I like saying because I like saying that I can make money. I like saying that I can travel to places. I like saying that I can buy stuff. I do not like saying that I cannot buy stuff. I do not like saying that I cannot buy a car. I do not like saying that I cannot buy a phone. That makes sense? So you can enter that loop and you can still play on the game of, I'm going to keep asking you questions, but at least I'm going to be enjoying answering those questions. Therefore, you're speeding up that process and you can get me out of this. I don't want to answer you on your questions. And whilst also getting information, because if I'm answering you stuff, you can just do the opposite. And you realize if I'm telling you that I would like to buy a car, that means I don't have one. If I'm telling you that I would like to buy a phone, that means I have probably a shitty one. I don't know. So my point is, by you entering this loop with me, you get information and you kind of like get me out of this stupid mindset. That makes sense now?
Yeah. Yeah, that was cooking.
Because again, I'm always saying this shit. The pain is always going to be better. The pain is always going to matter a lot more than the dream state. And it's going to allow you to get people to take action faster. But it's also frustrating for the prospect to say that he's a loser all the time. That you can tell in people's faces that they have a limit on how much they can take. You can tell. And you have to see that moment and do something about it. So I'm pausing the recording for a second. So my whole point with this is you need to be able to see the situation and pay attention to the example I just explained. Always pay attention. And when you see someone, they need you to enter that loop with them and just get them out. That's it. It's problem fixed. And then it depends, because after you get them out of that loop by just asking them proper questions, the prospects will just be neutral again. And then you can ask them a few more negative questions and then you can pitch. Or you can just keep repeating this negative questions and you go inside the loop with them. And then you just negative question. You can just keep doing this multiple times as well. It all depends on what you have in front of you. But always keeping in mind that you never want to pitch someone who's not ready to be pitched. That's one thing. All this is making sense so far, like what I'm saying?
Yes, it is. Follow-up question on the dream state.
Before you go,
Does
before you
okay.
go, just one more thing. If you want to avoid this stuff, always prepare a good frame. I'm going to ask you questions that are going to be very direct. Can you help me answering those questions? And then you can ask me the questions you want. Yes. Okay. Boom. The frame will also buy you more questions without them being triggered, because they just accepted that. They have the identity of someone who accepted that. Never forget that. Anyways, please tell me your question.
Yeah, does going into the dream state like slow down advancing the call, or can you advance the same way as the pain?
So I'll make a drawing on this one. I'm about to cook Picasso mode. Time to go Picasso mode. So imagine, why is Carlos putting in a square? What the fuck, Carlos? Oh man, what the hell? Anyways, so the red thing, this red line is basically pain. Oh no, typing with the mouse is so complicated. What? So this is the pain. As you can see, if you just go fully with the pain, it can be a straight up road. And basically here is you with the cell. This is the cell. Yes? That's you making the money. And this is the beginning of the call, where basically you have no chances of closing them. Your job obviously is to go from here to here, clearly. With pain, it's just a literally straight up road, which is, I hate my life so much that I need to change it. Which is, I am so thirsty that I cannot wait to buy a bottle of water and drink it. Like, it's just pain, straight up pain. Yes? What the fuck is Carlos doing? Jesus. So, yes. Now, the thing is, with desire, it gets a bit more tricky, because imagine tricky is more like blue. The thing with desire is it's kind of like this. Yeah, it's kind of like goes all over the place, and it's very difficult to have it as a straight line. What you can do, and the best thing that you can, is you can just combine them so that you can get to the final point, which is the cell. So when you're asking me if the dream state is the something that can slow down the call, yes, of course, because it will be slower, or at least is going to not have as much as impact as it would with just pain. But the reality is that if you just play on pain, and this is something that probably happened to all of you, if you just play on pain, sometimes you just go so direct that this happens. And this, by the way, a red X is not the cell. This is the prospect just leaves the call, and you just got nothing. And this is like he rage quits. because you just went pain, 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 pain. All right, I'm out. Fuck this shit. So, and that's the problem. So here is where this strategy has a shape where you can, instead of doing this, you just continue from here and you do this with dream state. You just avoided that block. You avoided that obstacle. And then you just continue with pain so that you can get to the cell. That makes sense? No? So the desired state will be more like a tool that you can use so that you can overcome the stuff, because sometimes, even though pain clearly is something that can definitely help you to go to the calls faster, it can also be a thing that can make you to end the calls because the process just don't want to talk about it. Therefore, you could start with pain, you can go with some dream state, you can go with pain, you can go with some dream state, you can go with pain. Pain is the thing that, again, pain plus consequences equals action. Action equals the cell. Desire, just desire alone, will make you buy stuff, but hardly things that are very expensive or that are big decisions. It's more like there's so much pain that I feel that I need to make a change now. So this is why the desire not necessarily will make you be slower, but actually will allow you to be faster, or at least to complete the call. Make sense now?
Yeah, that makes sense. Thank you.
Absolutely. Jaden Cartel.
Isn't that literally the straight line from Joan Barefoot that if you go the straight line, it's the fastest, but it's the lowest trust. But if you talk about the desire, it takes a little bit longer, but you build a bit more trust so they don't rage quit. So you go up and down a little bit.
Yeah, it's absolutely. Yeah. Picasso mode again. And this is where my theory and Jordan Belfort's theory meet, which is this is the straight line that Jordan Belfort created, which is clearly this is where you start a call, this is where you end the call. That basically it's where you made a sell. The thing is that this is your straight line, closer straight line, which is I want to get from here to here. Straight line for you. The thing is the prospect has this straight line. Okay? And the prospect in his straight line is basically just tell me the price and tell me what you got for me, and I'll see if I buy it. And you, as a closer, clearly you don't want that because you know you have a little way too little leverage on that. So the whole point here is that if you go 100% on what it would be this line, you're, like I said, you're going to build a lot less trust, and you're also risking a lot of rage quittings because people are like, nah, bro, you just, what are you doing? You just want to sell me, or you just want to beat me down. And if you go 100% in this line, it's like you're going to be talking about the Team China, like I'm always saying. It's like you're just going to be talking about whatever the fuck. And it's like it's completely pointless. There's no point. You're going to talk about the price. The price is going to tell you I need to think about it. What is the ideal thing in theory? In theory, the ideal thing would be to do this, right? Which is you meeting in the middle. But you meeting in the middle is not something you want to do because you're still giving too much power to the prospect. So what you really want to do is be, I need a different color, be more like in here. Yeah. So you're giving some value to what the prospect wants, the prospect's desires, the prospect's idea on his straight line. But basically the majority is your own straight line. You're basically controlling everything, but you're giving a little bit of control to the people. And by the way, with this, I just explained it, how any government in the planet works. If you want to review this part of the call, you can understand how every government works and why people vote for people using the same methodology. Anyways, but that's a topic for another day. Now, with this, you're able to put people in the direction you want, but falling under your frame, whilst they are believing that they're under their frame and they are making the choice. So it's difficult, of course, and it takes a lot of practice, but this is what you want. So let me know if this, does everyone follow with this? All this makes sense? Okay, nice.
Yes.
Do you want to ask me something else, Jaden, on this, or we're good?
Yeah, regarding the turning desire into pain, do you future pace and then say something like, is it important to you? And then later say something like, okay, do you have that lifestyle now? Like, which car do you drive now? Like, do you turn this future dream set into present pain?
It really depends on the calls. It really depends on the calls. But what I will tell you is that you want to stop using that desire once you feel like the prospect is in a situation where he will just Aiden, so I can hear the people and
No nie byłam. Nie wiedziałam.
I can hear that, whatever the fuck that is. Basically, you can use that dream state so that people can loosen up, start talking, start using more that line that I just told you. But I'm just gonna go back to the drawing. Can I open the same drawing again? I should be able to if I do it here. Can you guys see this, or it's like you cannot see me sharing this? Oh no!
No, we can't see
No,
it.
no.
Wait, am I cooking? No, I'm not cooking. I'm not cooking with this. All right, doesn't matter. So keep in mind the drawing that I just did. If you just keep going more in the dream state than what you have to, that green line that was kind of like this starts going here. It starts doing this. More here, more into their straight line. And you don't want that. If you have two of those lines, you want always to be like this. So the way that you do the dream state is just you ask a question, and once you see the prospect calm down a bit and he's not being a dick and he's giving you full answers, boom, just flip it. The prospect says, so yeah, I would really like to make a lot more money because I really want to get a nice house. I mean, it's very important to my wife because she was always there for me and I want to give her back. And you see all this long explanation out of nowhere when literally the prospect was just giving you a yes or no answer. Then you say, okay, so what can you give to your wife now? Because you just saw the prospect literally giving you a lot of information, a lot of responses. So if he did that, he's ready to be pulled back into my straight line again. But if I feel like my straight line is hurting him, I'm going to be, giving him a little bit more so that he feels at ease again. And then it's like it's a little dance, This in sales is called push, pull, persist. This is the triple P, which basically is the push is basically when you're putting pressure into people. What the fuck is George? The push is basically when you're putting pressure into people, okay? Into why you want to do this, why is this important, and you're just like pushing on the stuff. And the pull is basically you just like start becoming more detached. It's like, I don't know if I can help you, or it's like, I don't know what's going on, why are you here, I'm not following. And now it's like they start to loosen up this pressure of being in here, and everything starts to go on this side again. And basically the whole angle of persisting is that you just keep asking the questions and you don't give up because the prospect is super angry or whatever. Now my point is, as long as you can keep maintaining this direction, which is like 30 degrees, you're good. 0 degrees or 180 degrees, to be precise in this case, you're fucked because people will be triggered. And I know you know about this. It happened to you multiple times. Okay. If you go at 90 degrees, you're also fucked because you're talking about who even knows. So 90 is fucked, 180 is fucked. So your real angle is like, I don't know, if we're gonna keep doing the math, 160, 155. something like that, in this math class that I'm doing now out of nowhere. Does that make sense? Yes? Nice.
Yes.
George, from the outside of the planet today, just with us. Beautiful. So, Tyler,
Gay question time. Did it also happen to you that after you've won your internal battle, you're basically like to yourself, wow, is this really that simple? Is this the thing that's going to allow me to be great? Because I also confirmed everything that I've been doing on the self-discovery with Andrew Nader, and he said it's solid. So on me, there's this gayness that's saying, is this really it? Or is there more? Because obviously I know that I have to improve.
what do you mean? On what aspect? I need more.
On the aspect that is this the thing that's going to allow me to be the best? Because that's what I want to be. I want to be the best than most clothes that are out there. And that's what I've been running a crazy whole marathon of discoveries until I won this inner battle. And in my mind, I'm like, okay, is this something really that simple? Like it all boils down to genuinely helping the prospect and having an insane amount of realness on calls.
I understand now. No. Just think of it like this. With all the videos I made for you guys, and that every single time I'm giving you more and more and more and more and more, all that stuff, does that seem simple to understand all of that? No, it's a lot. And I haven't even shared everything with you guys yet. The thing is, the person who is winning, the person who is improving, is the person who doesn't get overwhelmed with the complexity of stuff, but is able to work as some type of filter, okay? That basically works like this. I need to make the fucking drawing. Today would have been a good day to have the iPad. So this is basically who you have to be. And in here, oh no, there we go. This is simple. And here you have all the knowledge that you're absorbing. And the thing with the knowledge that you're absorbing is that it's a lot. Like it's a lot of things. A lot of things. And this is basically you. This thing where all the information passes. This is you. There we go. This is you. And the thing is that all the stuff that you're absorbing, which is an insane amount, you're going to be able to use the most, and you're going to be able to become successful at the stuff only once you're able to use all this stuff and make it simple. This is why I'm absorbing all this information and I'm explaining it to you guys in a simple way. This is why you guys are receiving all this information from me and you guys are understanding it in a simple way, which is I need to help people. But you know that behind that I need to help people, you have like 50,000 things. I need to get motivation. I need to get ownership. I need to get interest. I need to get commitment. I need to get urgency. I need so many things that you need to get that are behind the I just need to help people. Because helping people is not just saying, I'm going to help you, it's knowing how to help them. The simple thing is having the mindset of saying, I'm going to do my best to help you and guide into the best direction, because that's the thing that literally will give us the most money. But understanding how you can put them into the best direction is the complicated part, because there's 50,000 steps on how to do that. And you realize that after you learn 40,000, there are 50. And you learn 50, and then there are 60. And this is where I am right now. That I have learned, you guys, I don't know, you guys can see the library. All those books, all the mentorships, all the money invested, all the things I have learned. And I realize that I don't know shit. There's so many things I have to learn, so many things on body language, so many things on tonality, so many things on sales, on psychology, on behavior, so many things that I still have to learn. So my point is, there will always be more stuff, and this is why I'm always challenging all of you to what the fuck is George? Oh man, this motherfucker. All what I am doing is pushing all of you to improve more and constantly become better. Why? Because today, for example, and please, with all honesty, raise your hand if you feel like you're competent right now and you are someone who knows how to close. Like, be honest. I'm not gonna judge you if you don't believe that. So we have pretty much half of you, including me. In a year from now, the version of you who probably maybe is looking at this video says, "What the fuck? Really? You're literally a pancake. You're awful at what you do." And the funny thing is that a year after that, that guy is going to be looking at the guy who's criticizing you, said, "Who are you to even criticize? You're bad as fuck as well." So is that a constant improvement to say, there's so much more that I need to be better at. There's so many things that I have to improve on. But I want all of you to be confident as well. I don't want you guys to, for example, this exercise of raise your hand. I don't want to say, "No, I don't know how to close." It's like, no, that doesn't help you. That doesn't serve you. Believe in yourself, but also have the capacity, the audacity to say, "I know in the future me is going to be laughing at me." And this is a journey that we're all going in because we're all improving yearly, monthly, weekly, daily, hourly, hopefully. That makes sense?
Thank you. I've been searching for this answer in myself like crazy to say, how the fuck can I be confident, but at the same time accepting the fact that I don't know shit. I just started sales 6 months ago. To balance that with showing up as a confident version, I thought that would happen if I get to a finite point, like to say, yeah, this is the point, I've made it. But you just made me realize that there's never going to be that point, and you have to accept that you'll constantly improve in future. But being also confident to say, yeah, I am competent enough and I'm a G. And I accept that in future. I'll just look at myself and be like, what the fuck are you doing here? But that shouldn't affect your level of competency and the level of show up. Instead, you should see this journey of improvement as the success in a sense.
Exactly, 100%. That's the way. And I don't know if someone is not following. Another great example is just the gym. Let's imagine you're a fat fuck. You go to the gym for 6 months. I think Aiden is a great example, actually. I'm not just going to use Aiden as an example. Aiden used to be fat and also a lesbian, but he changed. He became quite the British man, but also changed his body a lot. Now, Aiden being fat back then and now being in the shape that he has, I can tell you, and Aiden, you can correct if I'm wrong, that there's an immense part of himself that is extremely proud of what he have done, that really fulfills him and says, "Look at what I did." But at the same time, there's another big part of him that says, "Yeah, but I could be bigger. I could have better abs. I want bigger biceps. I want to become better." So it is that mirror of seeing yourself that you see it from both sides, which is, look at all that I accomplished. I am really happy with myself and enjoy that, like genuinely enjoy it. But then also look at the mirror of the future. It's like, it's basically the mirror of the past and the mirror of the future. The mirror of the past is basically, look at all that I did. I'm really happy. And the mirror of the future is, look at all that I'm going to get, all that I'm going to accomplish. who I'm going to become. And you can apply this into fitness like I'm saying now, you can apply this into sales like I'm saying now, into everything, to be fair. So it's you standing in the middle of those two mirrors and looking at both of those mirrors. You don't want to just look at one. You want to look at both. Because again, this just turned into a philosophical call to hilarious. The the person who lives in the past is just most likely going to be depressed or just completely off his life because he's looking only at the past. The person who's only looking at the future lives in anxiety because that person is only looking at the possibilities, what can happen. But the only person who finds peace, who finds happiness, who finds a true motive to being is the person who looks at the present and sees what he's doing and says, I can be better. I'm enjoying what I am. I'm living my journey. So we just went completely on a philosophical tangent here, but that's pretty much the whole complete answer on this. Yeah?
Thank you.
Absolutely. Let me read this diabolical chat. You give them cards to pick and you make them think it's their choice, but in reality, you control the outcomes. Yes. Men don't cook. George joined looking like a fallen angel. He left already? Jesus. It's like push-pull with chicks. Yeah. Came here for sales, walk away with geometry. Facts. Oui, j'ai compris. He wants to release the inner... Oh, no, I'm not reading that. It's like a Michelin star chef with a vast amount of knowledge who ends up cooking a small dish that's so simple and packs huge flavors. Okay, cooking. Tyler, you gotta... Oh, no, what are these... Oh, no. You gotta find the right vibrations during your self-discovery. Facts. Don't doubt yourself, Russian comrade. We already saw you close, and you're good mining. Ooh. Whoa! We almost dropped some crazy word. You have closes under your belts. I know I'm much better than the average closer, but at the same time, I know it's a skill gap, and considering I aspire for higher, can beat my chest and say I can close. Believe more in yourself, all of you, if you should. Okay. Aiden is a fine English gentleman. Yes. Huge British willies. Crazy. If you're depressed, you're living in the past. If you're anxious, you're living in the future. If you're at peace, you're living in the present. Yes. Okay. So, do we have more questions, gentlemen? No? I exhausted you all with my answers. Okay. This might as well have been a podcast for all I know. So, I'm not reading that one. So, gents, let's do this. Let's take 5 so that we can stretch a bit. And what we're going to do is we're going to do a role play because it's a role play call and we haven't done role plays yet. And I'm going to pick someone that is probably going to be a Russian entity. And I would like 2 prospects. And I would like these prospects to be interesting.
What's the offer?
Russian comrade?
It's called email outreach. It can be called email outreach for marketing agency or for copywriting agency.
Oh, it's the one I gave you. Okay.
Oh yeah, it's you know what? It's Alexander's offer. Yeah.
I could be a prospect.
Mhm.
And the whole thing I
I
want...
can join in and be a second.
Mhm.
Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt.
What you said? What you said?
I said I could, if you wanted 2 prospects, I could be a second.
Good. It could be even 3 prospects. What I want is a diabolical thing, and I want it to be more like business partners. So it's more like, kind of like a company, and you got Amro, Jared, Aiden, I don't know, and the 3 of you are like business partners doing the stuff. So if that makes sense. I'll give you guys a moment so that you can think and decide. I could be the Mexican manager that doesn't know English. Oh, that one is cooking too, actually. What the hell? So, all right. I'll give you 5. Let's get back in a bit, and let's get that thing rolling. See you boys in a sec. So we're
Don't
back,
even know how to.
and before we start with the role play, since we had a very philosophical call today, I remembered a phrase that I heard a couple of days ago, and I'm gonna keep saying it because it's really good, and I just wanted to share it with you guys. Has nothing to do with what we're discussing, just keep them in mind. When you're born, you look like your parents. When you die, you look like your decisions. I would like you to think about that one because it is so fucking profound that I'm not even kidding. Anyways, that philosophical quote aside, I think it's time to just enter the diabolical thing that whatever this is going to be. Why is Jared hat? What the fuck do you have on your head?
That's
My
Jeremiah Goldberg. Oh no. John Johnson. What?
Unrelated, just joined to watch this.
Aiden B, the son who knows English. I'm really grateful that you're my mentor. Thank you, my man. So, okay. And Jonator, you missed a very good fucking call. And now you just came for the degeneracy, pretty much. So, we got Jeremiah Goldberg, John Johnson, and Dick Moby. Ah, no. What the fuck is this? So, all right, who do we have? We have Russian Comrade as the closer, and it is the 3 of you.
Yeah,
Yes.
we're basically a business.
So
business
I'm the
partners.
boss. Jared
Business
is my
you.
accountant.
The 3 of
Aiden
you
is my
is
accountant.
partners.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, all right, Russian Comrade. Good luck. I don't even know what I would do in this case, so we're gonna see how this goes. So, whenever you're ready, we're gonna begin. So it's you and this interesting fellas.
In the crew.
So, all right. So you from the get-go. 3 in context again, you're selling pretty much cold.
Cold outreach system. Yeah.
All right, makes sense. So 3, 2, 1, let's jump.
Hey, gentlemen, John, Jeremiah, Dick, how are you doing?
Hello? Hello?
Yes,
Doing
yes, I can
well.
hear you, but I cannot see you. In fact, I cannot see any of you, gentlemen.
Okay, just 1 second. I haven't
Jeremiah,
used this platform
shalom.
before.
How are you doing?
We need Dick. Dick, are you here?
I, I, I am.
Perfect.
Is he okay? Dick Moby, we can kind of hear
Dick,
you.
your
And
camera.
John, your
Dick, the
camera
camera
is in a
button.
weird location. Can you fix it for me? But it's a nice hoodie, I will give you that. I love your glasses. Hey, Dick, how are you doing? I love your style, my man.
Thanks.
Okay, well, perfect. We have a full house, gentlemen. And we are unlimited on time, so would you mind us jumping straight into it?
Of course.
I think we
Perfect.
can go.
Yeah, sounds good. So yeah, the goal of our conversation is for me to understand your point A, where you are at in your business, for me to understand your point B, where you want to get, and to see if we can bridge that gap. If yes, I will talk to you about the next steps, and if not, I will point you in the right direction. Fair enough, gentlemen?
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay.
Perfect. And mind you, I am a very straightforward guy, so I will ask you some pretty straightforward questions, again, just to understand the nature of your business. And I will appreciate the full transparency. And if I see there is a fit, I will tell you how everything works, and I would like you to ask whatever questions you have to make sure you have an absolute clarity.
Perfect.
Okay.
Jeremiah, we good?
Jeremiah, are we good?
I'm ready.
Okay, so gentlemen, can you just walk me through the entire setup? Because I know there are 3 of you, and my understanding is you take different positions within an organization. So can you introduce yourself so I have a better idea, better context whom I'm talking to?
Absolutely. I'm Jeremiah. I am really the one in charge of the finances here. I'm here to always make more money, make sure that Dick and John don't waste our money. And Dick here is, as you could say, the boss around here. And John is really, I don't know what John does. He's like his assistant.
John explains what I say. John,
I help bridge the gap and explain what's going on.
Well, that sounds good to me. So, gentlemen, what actually made you want to book this call with me today?
Yeah, well, Dick, he saw one of your ads, came across, or no, he came across what was it, the email or the phone call, something like that.
Email, yes.
Yeah,
e
and
e email.
It's the email.
he came across the email and said it's a good opportunity to make money. And again, I'm here. I make sure that we're making more money and we're not wasting. So he wanted me to get on the call with him and just make sure that everything looks good.
Okay, sounds good. Make money, what's the actual goal? Because I'm pretty sure you receive more than one cold email, yet you're here with me on a call. So what's the actual goal? Just walk me through your business, walk me through what's going on for you.
Yeah,
Yeah, the goal. Well, I'll let
Jeremiah,
Dick take it.
we good?
Oh, are we good?
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, please go
Go
ahead.
ahead, Dick.
Explain it to me.
You could
Yeah.
explain the foundation of the
So,
business.
yeah, for business, good business. Sorry, I'm Tourette. So business is doing very good. We want to make more money. John,
So the business is going well, and we're looking to make more money, and we're just apologizing because Dick sometimes struggles to communicate because of the Tourette's. So just be a little bit patient with him. And if you have any questions, you can't understand anything, I'll try and explain better.
Yeah, no problem at all. Can you be more specific? Like, business makes money. I mean, every business hopefully makes money, but how much are you making? What's the actual goal? Just give me more specifics because I mean, I cannot help you with something I don't necessarily understand. What's
Well, yeah,
yeah,
last
just
year or last month, I should say, we made 53,814 and 79 cents.
that's
And we're
awfully
looking to
precise. I
grow.
like it. I like it.
We're looking to grow, around 20% every single year. So really want to hit our margins.
Wait, you aim to grow 20%, or are you growing right now 20% every month? I missed that part.
No, every year 20% we want to grow, at least. From the last year up until this year, we're looking at around like a 13% increase, 13.4%. And yeah, we're looking to take these last 2 months, and it's the holiday season, and we want to really take advantage of it and really make sure that we grow.
So the goal is essentially add 7% of growth. Go ahead, Luca.
I'll pause you guys. Russian comrade, you should be the coach of the hunters. Very good handling this. Very well. Hats off. Now, what I would do very well so far. What I would do now, it's okay. Since you enter the data gathering mode, just go full into that. Okay, so this month you make $53,419 with 25 cents. Okay. The month before, how much have you made? Okay, what about 6 months ago? All right, for how long have you guys been on this business? Okay, so I'm gonna go with like a lot of data gatherings, gathering all the points so that I can have everything to stack the deck against them. Just like full on data gathering. Because right now you're just going in the direction of, okay, why do you guys want to make more money? That's about to enter in that slow loop.
Mhm.
I would not enter that, and I would just say, okay, how much the month before? How much 6 months ago? How long have you been in this job for? And then it depends on how the conversation goes. If they don't want to answer anything, you can go dream state. What's the goal? What would you guys like to make? You say you wanted to make like 20% more. What would that number be? This one. Okay, well, got it. Why that number specifically? Is there any expenses that you have right now? Well, how are the numbers in the company today? So it's like, I'm gonna get the full picture of all the numbers, and then I can talk about more like the reasons, the values, the whys. Does that make sense? Because you're kind of mixing
I
both.
actually wanted to go a different direction. Tell me if I'm tripping.
Tell me.
I wanted, rather than before even data gathering mode, I wanted to understand what we're doing in general for lead generation. Again, just to see if there's a fit and to see if we can
Yeah.
even help them, because it kind of seemed pointless for me to get, hey, what did you do 6 months ago? If we're totally off and we cannot help them. Again, just to qualify, let's disqualify them first before I enter
I
that.
agree. I agree. The thing is that I would have said that when you ask why do you want to make money, it's like that's gonna us go into the point of I don't know what we're doing. I don't know the point of where we're going with all this. So you can either do more data gathering, you can do what you say and then go data gathering. But I do not want you to go into the why do you want to make money? What's the goal here? It's like not now. But I do like I do that's probably what I would have done anyways. So okay.
Yeah, so gentlemen, John, Dick, and Jeremiah. So if I understand correctly, the difference is 7% growth to hit your numbers. Can you walk me through what that 7% implies? It's how many clients per month? What's the actual value of actual client? Just if you can give me more specifics on that 7% difference.
So I'd like to jump in here. Did I
Absolutely.
miss here? I thought Jeremiah said 20.
He said
20% per
20,
year.
and he already said you have 13. So difference is 7, just for me to understand. 7%
I
difference.
see. Thanks for
Yeah,
clarifying that.
our target is 20. Right now, we're looking at projections 13, so we're trying to really bridge the gap there. So your question is exactly on clients or revenue? What's your question?
7%. Sorry to interrupt, Jeremiah, just for me to clarify, those 7%, what is it? How many clients and what's the value of a client for me to have a better idea? What we can actually need to deliver for you to bridge the 7%. We can talk about going beyond that, but let's talk about 7% first.
Hmm.
How,
Yeah,
how,
so
how many clients we need to bring you? Let's kind of narrow it down.
oh well, always the more clients the better. We want to make as much money as we can. Um, if you want an actual number of what we're really trying to hit, it would probably be another 5, 6 clients before the end of the year. But you know, we really want to target those big clients that could really pay us a lot of money without doing without doing as much work as the small clients. We're trying to get away from that. But yeah, if we could get another 5 clients before the end of the year, that would be great.
5 clients by the end of a year, and you're talking about hitting those 7% of those 5 clients.
Yeah.
Is it 5 clients spread for last 2 months over a year, or is it 5 clients a month?
No, 5 clients over the next
I'm
2
not
months.
I'm not sure what they do yet. Isn't that the direction you wanted to go? Like what do they do?
Well, see, generally, I have an idea because we fill up the form, so I'm supposed to have an idea. But yeah, you're right. I should have double checked.
So that's my point is I want to know what they do. And once I know what they do, I want to do the data gathering on how profitable everything is and like do the data gathering and then go into the whys. Make sense?
Yeah, yeah. So Jeremiah, John, Dick, feel free to chip in. For those 5 to 6 clients, can you walk me through exactly what you do in detail? I mean, I read the form you filled up, but I just would like to hear from you, gentlemen, just to have a better idea, like some specifics of what you do, like your ideal customer profile, how you work, etc., etc. Just run me through it. Give me a short executive summary.
Yeah, I'll let Dick, you wanna take over?
Yeah. Is it safe?
Go
Is it
ahead. Go
safe?
ahead, Dick. Go ahead.
Okay. Andre, what we do is we help people.
Andre, what we do is we help people.
I see. How exactly are you helping people? Can you just give me more details, more context, please?
Yeah.
Are you okay, Dick?
Yes.
Yes.
Donation. Donation.
Can you
Sorry,
say it
Dick, I
again?
didn't
I
hear
missed
that.
that.
Just give him a second. He has these meltdowns.
Yeah, absolutely. So take your time.
One day.
Donations.
Remember box breathing. 4 in,
Don
4 hold,
donations.
4 out.
Donations, donations, what do you mean? Are you wishing out for people to get donations, or what's the actual
Uh,
business model?
Jeremiah, he asked too much questions. It good?
You could answer. We have nothing to hide, Dick. Just be okay.
I am
Okay.
asking if I will quickly clarify, sorry to interrupt. See again, in order for me to see if our cold email system will help you, I actually need to understand your business. I am not asking what was the name of your first love in the 7th grade. It's literally things related to your business, so we can narrow down ideal customer profile, reach out to them, and guess what? To bring you money. So again, I'm not trying to be intrusive. I'm trying to understand the overall idea of a business. So please walk me through it. Donations meaning, be more specific, please.
Yeah, we donate to kids and people with need because we feel bad for children and people.
We donate to people and children in need because we feel bad for them.
That's a very admirable business model. So are you receiving donations, and then you essentially, it's almost like you are a
Well, I'll explain.
non-profit, essentially. Yeah, please.
We're a consulting business.
Mhm.
All right, we work with other businesses, typically Jewish owned,
Mhm.
and they pay us money.
Mhm.
And we use our money to, well, we consult them, and then we use our money to also help the American community.
Only Jewish Americans.
But only the Jewish Americans.
I see. So essentially, you're getting paid consulting fee.
Correct.
Do I understand correctly? Actual
Yes.
business model.
Yes.
What's the average consulting fee you receive? Is it just one-time payment? Is it recurring? Is it how does it work?
Yeah, no, it's recurring.
Mhm.
Um, I mean, it depends on the business, of course, but anywhere from 10 to 20,000 we get per month from our clients.
Okay, and what would be a lifetime value of a client, just on average?
Nah, not relevant.
Mhm.
Go to the point, especially if this is an actual call, this is gonna take a long ass time, especially with Dick. So I would just like go to the point, go to the point, go to the point.
Yeah. So,
And
gentlemen, what have you been using to acquire clients?
it's been a lot of network, right? People we know. I'm very involved in the business community, you could say. So a lot of referrals and yeah, well, it's pretty much it actually, referrals.
Also, it was referrals. Why not just double down on that? Because it's 7% difference. You're not asking for 700%, 7% difference. Just double down on referrals.
Well, we've kind of hit a wall with referrals. I don't want to say our name has been smeared through the mud, but what I will say is a lot of people in the Jewish community don't want to work with us because Dick is, well, he's a he's a Gentile. So it's difficult now that people know who's actually owning the company. So now we're looking for other ways to get. Oh, Dick, you want to explain?
Yeah, yes. Politicians now in 2025 are greedy.
The politicians now in 2025 are very greedy.
I see. Just to get some clarity, so essentially networking is not an option. What have you tried so far for the lead generation aside from networking?
Well, we've talked to a couple of marketing businesses like yours, but they didn't really fit our values.
What do you mean under our values? Any specific things you're looking for?
We're just looking really to help the Jewish community, and we want to make sure
Shalom, brother.
that thank you, Shalom. We want to make sure that they're not anti-Semitic. There's a lot of anti-Semites out there, and as long as, there's no Jewish hatred from you, then we could talk about working together.
You cannot Ashkenazi cannot hate himself, so very good here.
Good. That's what I like to hear. You hear that, Dick?
Yes, only support Jewish community.
Absolutely.
Yeah, we only support Jewish communities.
I agree. Okay, so with marketing agencies, what is that you're looking for specifically?
We're really just looking to get more clients, like I said, that pay anywhere from 10,000 to 20,000 a month.
Jakiś sposób nie wiem, czemu nie chciał rozmawiać z klientem w ten sposób.
Okay, so you have an ideal customer profile. My apologies. My Yamaha is not optimized for my head, I know.
Oh, our ideal customer profile?
Yes.
Oh yeah, typically tech companies, they could be B2B
Media.
or what?
Media.
Oh, media companies as well. That's true. Yeah, tech companies, media companies, in the American market primarily, but other Western countries is okay too.
I see.
How can you speed up this? This is going very slow.
It's very slow and it's almost like I hit the wall. So I'm thinking about them being smeared in a media. I can ask about that as a pain to see how it will affect them. But at the same time, we already have a decent number of. I'm just not necessarily sure which is the most efficient way to go. Start
So
digging for numbers, or
yeah, the first thing that I would do is I would just keep targeting Jeremiah. I would just do my best to ignore Dick and John. That serves no purpose. So I would just be like just going directly at Jeremiah, right? And that would be the first thing. The second thing is that you kind of disconnected and not really seize the opportunity of really understanding the financial situation. You asked how much money they made, and 53,410.25 cents. You didn't ask for the month before, the 6 months before. You need that so that you can ask how much they spend as the company, to see how profitable they are, to see how much money they have before and after taxes. Why? Because the more you can know about this, the more you know if these people even have the budget to do stuff. Apparently they do, but still, you need to get information. The second thing is that I really like the direction you took, which is basically saying, okay, so how were you actually getting clients? Referrals. Okay. Why not just keep doing referrals? Because the name is under the mug, it's like whatever the fuck. Okay, so there is no chance that you can get referrals, then I'm gonna be making absolutely sure that their way of getting clients is fucked. I'm gonna tell them. So you have no way of getting referrals now. No. Or if they do, they have very minimal, and we see what that is. So what are you going to do then? Tell me.
actually thinking about that, I see a disconnect. It's
Tell me.
well, let me just ask a question. We can feel free to stop me.
Okay.
So, Jeremiah, I don't necessarily understand. You said what people refuse to work with you at all, yet you say there is a growth and you're expecting to grow 13%. So, where all of those clients are coming from if people refuse to work with you? Can you explain it, please?
Well, they just learned about us 2 weeks ago. So we were doing good until then, but that kind of put a big stop.
So do you expect to have any clients after the media scandal?
Well, the clients that are with us right now, we have them in contracts, and we have a very good team of lawyers, so I don't see them going anywhere for the next year. But new clients could definitely be a problem.
Okay, new clients, and what are you expecting of having zero new clients when it comes to actual income and revenue?
You mean if we don't get any clients,
Correct, yes.
then we would just be stuck at our $50,000 a month.
Okay, $50,000 a month. And are those standard numbers? How much were you making 1 month
No, no,
ago?
no, 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 no. The line of questioning is, you gotta say first, okay, how much money are you going to make with new clients? Just already assume he's gonna get new clients. I'll show you. Just role play with me, guys. How much money are you gonna make with the new clients?
How many new clients?
The new clients that you are seeing to get on the next month.
Oh, so if we were to hit our goal of five, I mean, that
Not,
would
not, I'm
be
not talking about the goal. Not the goal. The thing that you know as a fact that you're going to get. How many new clients are you getting? Like you know for sure next month.
zero.
Okay. So do you see that? I need him to tell me that it's zero and make that pause. Make everyone realize that it's zero. That's the first part. The second part is for you to say, okay, can you maintain everything? I'll just role play. Can you maintain things as they are if you continue not getting new clients? Is everything sustainable in the business?
For a couple months,
2 months?
like 6 months.
Okay, so you could have half a year of working without new clients. Are those 6 months safe because people would not leave because of the contracts or just because of savings that you guys have? I don't understand. How can you live 6 new months without new clients?
Dick, do you want to tap in?
Yes. All clients now are family members.
All of our clients now are family members,
The distant.
distant ones.
I see. When you say family members, that means that they will never leave you, or what does that imply?
They shouldn't.
They shouldn't,
They shouldn't leave us.
but do you want to bet the business on something that it shouldn't happen or that you know for a fact it won't happen? Because I know a lot of fathers who abandon their children, so I don't know. I'm not sure that I'm really convinced on how safe that is, and it's not even my business. So are you guys convinced on that?
No, we need more money. Dick,
No?
Dick, the family, they could leave when the contract's done. We need more.
What do you mean that you need more?
We need more money.
Why? You told me you could survive 6 more months without money. So what do you mean?
Well, because w- we could survive, but we have we have a lot that we do for communities. We wanna help these people. We wanna make sure that Jewish Americans are safe in America.
So you
Me-
could
me-
survive, but you're not sure if you can help those communities? Is that a concern now?
Dick, you wanna take that, or you want me to go?
We want to build houses for our community.
We want to build houses for our community.
How many houses can you build now?
0.
How many houses have
Zero.
how many houses have you built already for them?
Two towns.
2 towns.
You you built 2 towns? How does that work?
In America and in Israel.
So obviously now we need to clarify because I'm lost as fuck. But before this clarification that we need to do, which is 2 towns in Israel and in the US, or 2 towns in general, and what do you mean with a town? And what is a town? Because what? That's the part now. But I want you to see everything before that part. Do you see how I created this dissonance between everything? Because when you started, it was like, okay, normal. But when I took control, it's like I jumped and it's like I created chaos. All right. It's like, no, we need money. No, yeah, we need this. No, we cannot help these people. It's like, no, we can only live for 6 months. And I did that with the data gathering. Just that alone. Nothing special, nothing crazy. So do you see where you were kind of like slacking off, like missing? Make sense?
Well, yeah, with those specific numbers, yeah, definitely data gathering would have got me farther.
Exactly. So, okay, he just said that. What would you say to them?
Okay, so you went from building 2 towns to full towns to being able to build 0.
No. You need to ask what's a town. Because
Okay.
a town, that's like with $50,000 a month. I'm not sure. I cannot even build a house with that. So how can you build a town? I'm not sure. So yeah.
Oh, want me to ask them that?
You don't know how to ask that?
No. I just wasn't sure if you're expecting for him to answer. Yeah, can you explain how did you manage to build the town with $50,000? I mean, it's as far as I know, it's hard to even build a house with that. Can you explain?
Jeremiah is okay.
Yes, go ahead.
Those are 50,000 public numbers.
50,000 is our public numbers.
I see. And can you explain the disconnect? Because I understand the public numbers and non-public numbers, the lack of clients and the media scandal, does it affect both public and non-public numbers when it comes to your income and your revenue?
Income?
Company revenue.
Jeremiah, numbers, taxes?
Okay. So you're wondering what our company revenue is?
I'm wondering how much is the scandal affecting your official and unofficial numbers?
Sorry, can you repeat that?
Are you going to 0, point blank period, or no? Is what I'm trying to find out.
We're not going to 0 for at least until next year.
Okay, but the media scandal, it affects both public and non-public numbers when it comes to revenue.
What do you mean scandal?
One you just mentioned about people refusing to work with you.
So
Oh,
I'll show you. I'll show you what I mean with actually working as a detective. So I'll take it a couple questions back and I'll show you. Okay. So the public number is 50,000, but the non-public number is the one that allowed you to build 2 towns. All this correct? Okay. So we're right now in a situation where you're trying to get more leads through our call system so that everything can be profitable, because you guys wouldn't last 6 more months without new customers. The thing is, and the disconnect for me is, well, if you guys are around the 50K, in order to build 2 towns, I just looked it over, and you needed a rough estimate. So a small town with 20,000 people, you basically would need, well, you will need a land acquisition, an infrastructure, buildings, transport, contingency, and multiple more things. And I just look at the budget of this, and it's between $2 to $3 billion. So if you build two towns, that's around $5 to $6 billion with a B. So if you can make $6 billion roughly, concerning yourself with $50,000 is, I'm not really following here. So can you guys break that down for me?
Jeremiah, or was that all it cost us roughly per town to build? Do you have the breakdown of the numbers?
Well, it's a long story, but in simple terms, I'll say we do have other business ventures where we have contributed to building the towns along with other fellow Jews and Jewish Americans. So that is is how we built the towns. Now, the problem really, we're not trying to build more towns, Dick. We already spoke about this many times. What we want to do is we want to help the Jewish Americans to combat anti-Semitism. That is the the next goal.
I see. But that still doesn't answer my question. Let's say you didn't have to maybe build them from scratch, but I don't know, you bought two towns for them? I don't know what you did, but I'm assuming whatever you did required a substantial amount of money. That, yeah, maybe you got through other companies, but if you have all this capital, how can you tell me that this business cannot be profitable for more than 6 months? There's a big disconsistency there. So like I'm really lost here. So what's really going on?
Dick, you want to go ahead?
It's good connections, but media fucked it.
So you had good connections.
So
You
there are good connections, but the media fucked it.
got it. So you had good connections and you kind of lost it because of the media scandal.
All lies.
Okay.
All of the lies.
Okay. All of those lies. But I'm not getting to really understand the point here of saying, okay, I want to build a more profitable business. I want to do the cold outreach that can only increase a little bit the numbers, because if we're talking between 50K a month, you want to increase to 20% more, which will be like $13,000, something like that. But you're managing all those numbers. Is like, so what happened? Did everything that you had before and all the context and all the money just went down the toilet, and now it's like, this is the only thing we have, and now we have to make it work? Or what happened?
We have to look like a legitimate business.
We have to look like a legitimate business.
So it's not that there is no funds. It's not that this business cannot be profitable. Is that the whole point is to make this look like everything is coming from this rabbit hole?
No, all legitimate. Jeremiah, numbers.
No, all legitimate. Jeremiah, throw out the numbers.
It's legitimate. Go ahead, Dick. Tell him what you're trying to say. Tell him.
We help build community for Jews.
We help build communities for Jews.
Okay, so
So they can live good life.
So they can have a good life.
So this whole angle here is just so that you guys can expand the business that would allow this community to grow. That's all.
Jewish community. Yes.
Just the Jewish communities.
Russian comrade. There's a lot of disconsistencies. Like there's a lot of multiple points that you're like, did what? And if obviously this is a meetup scenario, but it happens in calls, you get interesting people. If I'm in this case right now, I need to zoom out of myself and basically say, so I have this very peculiar group of men who have access to a lot of capital and who want my services so that they can help this Jewish community. I need to ask them now, how can I help them accomplish that? Or why they think that I can help them accomplish that? This is where they will need to sell themselves to me on the idea. And that's me basically going with the W's. What? Why? How? When? After that, I'm gonna get a quick glance of COP and MIT because I already got half of those. And then boom, I'm going on pitch because it seems like this is not a difficult sell. Like obviously this is a very interesting sell, but at the same time, it feels like it's a very easy one because budget won't be a concern. And if budget is not a concern, all you need to have is the capacity to say, I can fix your problem. Unless there's a competition or something that of course you can pre-handle, that you should pre-handle. But does it make sense on why you need to zoom out, especially in cases like this, Russian comrade and everyone? Because everyone in here, and hell, this is including me as well, in a conversation like this, you would feel lost. You feel like, what the fuck is even going on?
I am lost because too many moving parts, yes.
Exactly. So the fact that you're lost prevents you from moving forward.
Mhm.
Or what you do is you stop and then you zoom out and you do the whole rationalization explanation that I just did to all of you guys. That if I am me on the call, I'm not going to be doing this to anyone. I'm just going to be like, okay, give me a second to think. 3 seconds. I understand everything that I just explained to you guys. And boom, then I'm back again to attack. So does it make sense what you do in a situation like this? Everyone? Like,
If I understand correctly, just look, just to clarify, sorry to interrupt. So in this case, I would actually zoom out and say something along the lines. So, gentlemen, what actually made you want to book this call with us and seek our help in addition to Jewish values? Something like that. So essentially, I like zoom out completely and.
You gotta zoom out and you say the way I would have done it would be, okay, so Dick, Jeremiah, John. Oh my God, this video. Dick, Jeremiah, John. So basically, I am understanding that you guys have access to capital. You guys genuinely just want to help this community, the Jewish community. You guys have other businesses, and right now, the way that you have been doing this, that is through referrals, is kind of out of the window because of the media slander that is all lies. Now you're looking for a way so that you guys can get more leads and you're contemplating the call system that we have. All this makes sense? Am I getting the right idea here?
Yes. Yes.
Yeah.
Great. Can you guys walk me through your process on why do you think our system could help you? Of course, I'm going to be explaining exactly what we do so that this can answer more questions, but just from your perspective right now, why do you think we could help you? And
Je-
go.
Jeremiah, safe.
Yes, Dick. Yes, go ahead.
We want to work with you because it is uh, legal and legit.
We want to work with you because it's legal and legitimate.
And
No scandal.
And
okay.
there are no scandals.
How important it is for you guys to just not have those scandals again?
No scandals. all lies.
Though we don't want any more scandals. They're all just lies.
Okay. That doesn't make sense why you need to zoom out, because otherwise it would have been like in this little loop that goes nowhere. But now I want to
Yeah.
advance with them. This is why what I was explaining earlier. Now, what will be the next question? Russian combat, anyone? If you guys understood.
I'm
No.
lost as fuck too.
But yeah, just
I'll be honest.
It's what I said. So you zoom out, you understand, and they say that they want to work with us because there will be no scandal. Okay. What I need to do is compartmentalize that and say, okay, you want no scandal because of what happened before and that cost you opportunities. Okay, got it, because it's illegal. Okay. Do you believe that we can help you with that? Yes.
Mhm.
Okay. Now the next thing that I have to compartmentalize is basically say, okay, how or even why do you think that we are the solution for that? Is it just because we're legal? Is there something else? I need them to start selling themselves on my idea on why they want to work with me.
Mhm.
Because they still haven't done that enough for me to say, yeah, I can pitch them. That makes sense?
Yeah.
It's what I said, is
Okay.
it's obvious. We already got the why they want to do this. We already got the why they don't want to keep doing it. And we even got a little more extra details. But I need the how. I still don't have the how. The how is how they're gonna make it happen by working with me is
Mhm.
extremely tied to how that works and like what's their thought of working with me.
Mhm.
That's the how in a big sphere. So I need to understand. And after they tell me that they want to work with me because of my systems or whatever the fuck, then I'm gonna ask, okay, by when do you guys think about doing this? And if they don't say today, as soon as possible, I'm gonna ask them, okay, so it's not a priority to make money so you can help these people, or are you comfortable with the scandal? I don't know, I'm gonna use multiple points. I'm gonna start putting urgency there. And once I have that covered, then I'm gonna go and I'm gonna just do maybe a mental quick map of saying, did I have pain here? Maybe I can go a little bit more about the scandal. That seems where the pain is. Okay. Did I have the ownership? Looks like these people have stuff. I could advance on that. It wouldn't be my priority. Okay. Do they have commitment on their part? That's kind of flaky too. On the fact that they really want to do this. I don't know. Motivation they have, interest they have. I mean, I'm making them tell me that. And trust they're having. Did you see how I'm working on the trust and the interest with these questions? What I
Yeah.
am still kind of like lacking on is a little bit on the ownership, pain, and commitment. So it's the cup thing that is not fully checked. But again, I am not doing this from an angle of, okay, so we talked this far and commitment is not checked. I'm gonna, no, I gotta ask this. It's like, not necessarily. To me, will never take ownership. Oh no. To me, this is more like a second nature. Like I know in the back of my mind that I'm not seeing the pain in here. It's not like I'm actively thinking about I need to create pain. It's more like I'm just in the back of my mind. I'm not convinced there's enough pain here. Does it make sense, the difference? Because that is key. That allows me to actually work in a way that I'm not focused on creating some random stuff, but instead on just being present in the call. Yes, Viking.
Before we have that kind of built into our subconscious, like you do,
Yes.
is it stupid for us to like actively in the call think, okay, do I have commitment, ownership, pain? We should just be present.
It's not stupid, and that's why I made it as an analogy so that you can remember it quickly. So that you can mentally quickly go, yeah, I had nothing of this. That's why I did it that way. The only quote unquote problem with this is that I don't know how well you guys can compartmentalize yourselves into just putting into sections on the fact that I need to do this, but I'm not going to stop being this person. What I mean is, if you know you don't have enough pain, there's two scenarios. Number one is just me saying, I know in this call I don't have enough pain because I kind of know the cup thing. So I need to dig deeper on that. Another scenario is the one that basically says, I am looking at my notes and I see that cup is not fulfilled. Therefore, I need to focus only on pain. And the only thing I'm going to be asking is painful questions, and I'm going to start ignoring the rest because I'm just bloodlust for pain. And that's where everything goes to shit, because the whole point here is, what can you do so that you focus on the big picture of the conversation, but you are slowly going in the direction of the thing that you need the most, which is pain in this case. I don't know if that makes sense.
It does. So if we think we have that ability, would you recommend, if we have that ability, to just at the end of discovery quickly look at like a post-it note, maybe on our side of the laptop? Okay, do I have commitment, ownership, pain?
I'll tell you what I did and what I do now, because the reality is that this is one of those advices that I could tell you, yeah, do this, and this works super well for you and Renator, but for Isabel, this works super bad and confuses her, or the opposite. So what I would just say is, I'll tell you what I did, and you guys can try both things. I would say, I mean, I would give it a shot on what I did at the beginning. So when I started, I created the COB, the MIT, all that stuff. I mean, I didn't create the MIT, to be fair, but I did create the COB. I had it all in like little. So I don't know if everyone has a Mac right now, but I mean, it doesn't matter what you have. You should have some notes. And basically, I just like Alt tab, Command tab, and just switch tabs. And I had like 6, 7 little, call it bullet points. And one was commitment, ownership, pain. But it was a combination of that and the checklist selling that I explained to you, that of course I perfected with time, but it was kind of like a combination. There were like 6, 7 bullet points that I had, but there were these bullet points that are like not just the bullet point itself, but that square that is empty, that if you click it, it marks as checked. So basically what I did was, and you can do the same on I don't know, on a pen on the side, with a sheet of paper, you can just do the same. My point is, what I did at the beginning, because I didn't feel I had the most confidence in just having this in the back of my mind and never forget about that, I knew that I could always give a quick look and just mark it and go back to the call. If I didn't have the things, and if I didn't have everything marked, I wouldn't advance to the pitch. Now, and obviously now I don't use that anymore because I genuinely don't need it. It's like, I know, it's just very engraved in my mind. When I have calls, I'm not thinking, does this person have this? Did I mark this? It's like, no, I just go with it because I know. And also I can see when someone doesn't need a part, which is kind of like the defect that bullet point thing he had, that maybe I didn't want to advance because I didn't have enough ownership, but I had everything. And because of that cost me a sell because I would just keep pushing. And the process was ready to buy, but I just kept pushing. And the dude just left. So that's kind of like the backfire of that. So what I would recommend is, I don't think any of you are in a very bad spot to say, I don't know how to close, like any of you. But maybe you guys can try for a week, week and a half, 2 weeks maybe. Just do the bullet point thingies where you can mark, and then you just forget about it. And when I say this, I don't necessarily mean just with calls on prospects. You can just literally practice this with the role plays within yourselves as well. I would recommend you to do that, but I want you guys to leave it because it's very difficult. It's very difficult to not lose the focus. So the problem with the focus is that the attention that you give to something is divided in three things all the time. And again, I'm about to cook, but this is actually extremely important, actually. So your focus, which is, can I type? Okay, I cannot type. Okay, I'm completely, okay, there we go. Your focus, which is the whole point of you actually being able to do stuff, the most important thing, it will be divided in 3 parts. Object 1, object 2, and the middle. And the problem is that what you guys really want to do, where you guys really want to be, is always be focusing on object 1. Object 1 is your call, basically the prospect. Object 2, it would be pretty much the bullet points. You know, did I did this? Did I get the cup? Did I get the MIT? Whatever. And this part in the middle is basically when you change your focus. So when you switch tabs and you now comprehend against the list, your mind completely forgets about the prospect and now it's 100% focused on switching the tabs and then focus on the tasks that you have, the bullet points that you have. And then you have to switch the tab again, focus goes back here and then again to the prospect. So your focus, instead of being 100% into this side, goes here, and then it goes here, and from here it goes here, and then it goes here. And now, even though it's a couple switch tabs and just looking at a node for 1 second that might see nothing, you can clearly see like this how the focus is split in 4 different moments. And clearly that doesn't help you at all. It makes you lose the train of thought. And the greatest example on this is, you know, when you guys want to say something to someone, but it takes a while for you to say it because the other person keeps talking or something happened, you got distracted, and then you forget about what you were going to say. And they're like, all right. So it's the same because the focus is lost. I'm not saying you're going to forget everything in 2 seconds, but it might happen. And you're not going to be as present. And what if the prospect says something important, but your focus is on something else now or changing things? So the whole point is that you can always maintain the focus on the first one. And this is why I recommend to do it the way I do it, that I'm not checking things. I'm just here. Everything is in here. Therefore, I'm able to do that stuff with the back of my mind, but the conscious part of my mind, the front of it, is only focused on them and the focus is never lost because the back end is doing the things for me. That makes sense? Like on a very molecular level at this point. 108 there?
It 100% does. Yep. I'll give it a try actually, see how it goes. I was just thinking when you said this, you reminded me of back in August, I closed very, very well, at least compared to now. And when I think back, what was really the difference? Well, for some reason, I like my calls, the structure of them, I followed the checklist selling to a T. It wasn't because I even looked at it, but I don't know. It was just like I internalized it so well. Maybe I was just lucky with the prospect as well. I don't know. But yeah, might be worth a try to get back to that.
But the thing is, why in the fuck you guys think I did the checklist selling with that order of questions, with that direction? The whole point is that it works very well and it makes prospects sell themselves to you very easily without effort. I mean, with some effort. But my point is, I'm starting to sound like a guru at this point. God damn it. It's like, no, there is effort. It's difficult. My point is, you start applying that, but it's not one thing for you guys to just look at it once and be like, all right, that's it. No, I always said this. The whole point of the checklist selling is that just as the pre-call notes, you have both of them like in front in somewhere, and before the call, you read them. You just like read them. Yep. Boom. Jump into the calls. Yeah. So don't leave that to the side. It's one of the best lessons that you'll get from me.
100%. That's exactly what I did as well. I looked at it beforehand, and I think maybe now, like, you can easily fall into this trap of like I've been learning so much more, so many more techniques, etc., that
Yeah.
just like you told me several times, just go back to the basics, and that will help a lot.
Yeah. Advanced people play on the basics. Don't forget that.
Sir.
All right. Dick?
This might help Androneta. So yesterday when I was role playing, when I reached the transition part of the guideline or the checklist selling, there's a part where you ask the prospect, is there anything you think I missed out on? And if they say no, you ask yourself that question, is there anything I missed out on? And that's when you mentally go through the COP and MIT. And in my case, I was like, oh, I forgot to take ownership. So I just went back to the discovery and went to that. And then later I went to the pitch.
That's cooking. Yeah, that's pretty good. Nice. Thanks for.
Awesome. Yeah, appreciate that. I'll give it a try, man.
All right. Anything else you wanted to say, Dick, or was just that?
No, it was just that.
Okay. Jaden, Cartel.
Yeah, I wanted to know the difference between what is the problem and the pain, because I saw some role plays you did with me and Jed was the prospect, like it was like a few months ago, and also you with George in a one-on-one. And that was basically the problem being the prospect not being committed, but it's not really pain. So is the problem the pain, or could be the problem something else?
No. Great question. The pain is something that I'll compare them both and I put you the differences. The problem and the pain both have a degree. A big problem, a big pain. A small pain, a small problem. Okay? The thing is, a problem, you can break down a problem into why that is a problem. So I want you to imagine the problem as a big entity and the pain as the unity that makes it, that creates it. Okay? And this problem can be built about different unities or just a singular unity. Therefore, one of my problems could be, I don't know, I want bigger biceps. Let's say that's a problem. That doesn't mean that I need to inject myself Trenbolone right now because it might solve the problem quickly. It might mean that I see it as a problem, but I know that I can fix it with time. So I'm good. Let's say that I have the problem that right now there's an earthquake and I can literally see live how the bottom of my apartment starts falling into places and I'm about to crash and die and everything is. So I need to take action now. Both are problems, but what creates the severity of that problem is the consequence that that problem can give me. Not having bigger biceps, I don't know. Maybe I'm going to disappoint a few ladies, I guess. Having the earthquake and everything goes to shit, probably a bigger consequence. Therefore, I need to take action faster with a bigger urgency. Why is that? Because the bigger the consequence, the bigger the pain I'm going to feel. That's me explaining this on a very big overview. Okay? That makes sense? I haven't finished the whole explanation, but does that make sense?
Yeah.
Okay. They are the same? No. Sometimes in the calls, you need to understand what is the problems the prospect have and what is the main problem the prospect has. Because they're going to have multiple problems, but you need to find what is the biggest problem they have, the one that they want to solve so desperately. And you need to understand that of all the pains that they are going to have, again, you have the problem, a bunch of problems, and a bunch of pains. You need to find basically which pains are tied out directly to the main problem they have. And if you're able to find out which are the 3 pains that are extremely linked to that principal problem, you find the real pain that matters to solve that problem. That makes sense now?
Yeah, that makes sense. So basically, let's say not making enough money is a problem, but the consequence of that is not being able to provide for your family, and that's the pain.
It's the opposite. So
Yeah.
the pain is not making money. And the problem is that you cannot feed your family.
Okay. So problem is the consequence, yeah?
What is the consequence? Yeah, no. Now you're confusing the thoughts. You not having the money yes, it creates the consequence of you not being able to feed your family, but that is tied to multiple consequences. To not make this a complete mess, focus on the big problem. What is the big problem? In this case, for this prospect, not being able to feed his family. Okay, now you need to tie that into why that is a pain. Because the wife is disappointed, because he does not feel like a man, because he's not proud of himself, because his daughter is going to leave for to, I don't know, for another dad. I don't know. My point is that creates problems. But what you're comparing now is a bigger overall problem with the bigger pain. The bigger pain is the money, but that one is tied up to the lack of either skills or job or situation that he is in. I know it's fucking confusing, but you're basically tying a problem with a pain that it should be tied to this problem, not to this problem.
Mm.
Am I completely tripping, or that actually made sense? Tyler is like, no.
It kind of sense, but how?
So is it like the problem? There's the surface level problem, and then the pain is like the track to get to the deeper problem.
Yes.
Okay.
You can think of it like that. So you have an overall problem, which is I'm not making money. Let's say that's an overall problem. I'm not making money. You find why is that is a pain, and you say because basically at the end of the month I'm receiving 4K. That is nothing. Okay. Why is that a problem? Because 4K to my neighbor is a fucking lot of money. So what do you mean? But now that person tells me, no, it's a real problem because feeding my family takes me 5K. Now I got to the real problem, which is feeding the family. And now I need to ask, what are those pains? He doesn't feel like a father. He failed as a man. His wife will leave him. Make sense?
So it's basically you have a minor problem, then the bigger problem, and out of those big problem you get the pains.
And if you think that's complex, the reality is that in people's minds, there's like 7 problems and 18 pains. And you have to link them all together in your mind. You have to do a mental map. That's why it's kind of like confusing to understand this. So I understand if you're like, what? My recommendation is this is actually one of the stuff that I wanted to explain to you guys in the future that I know that if I explain to you now, it just goes to shit. Like it's probably almost there. Like we're this close to saying, all right, I'm just gonna work at McDonald's. So I get it. It's probably the first time you're hearing it. So it can be confusing, but my point is understand that there's a variety of problems. And do you guys know what a mamushka is? Russian comrade does.
The
that
way
like
you
an
said it, I
Indian
actually
girl?
don't.
No, you don't? You gotta be kidding me.
Not the way you
Oh, I
pronounce
know
it.
actually.
How
I
do
think
you
I know.
pronounce it? How do you pronounce it?
What are you trying to say?
Is the toys that you have one inside of another?
Yeah.
Matryoshka.
I know the
Matryoshka,
one.
not mamushka. I was like, what is mamushka? Your
Yeah.
accent.
Russian
My-
dolls.
Matryoshka, yeah.
I'm a fake Russian. What do you expect?
It's okay, we'll fix that. Please go ahead.
Okay, so you have, say it again, Russian comrade.
Matryoshka.
Matroshka. You have a bunch of matroshkas, basically. Duck, 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 duck. Everyone is a problem. And inside of every matroshka, there's a bunch of pains. And those pains are interlinked between all of them. So as the problems are. The thing is that if you start analyzing the stuff this way, unless you're autistic, you're gonna be confused. And you're gonna lose the track of the call. So do I recommend you guys start doing this? No. Do I recommend, that's what I call my girls, that's crazy. Do I recommend this for the future when you have a very good understanding? Yes, it's going to allow you to become a complete beast in sales. Imagine you being able to map out people's lives like that. Insanity. But today, if you do it, it will be more confusing than anything. So let's leave it at pain is this, problem is this, and your job is to find the 2 most important ones. Yes?
Yes.
You're lost again. Tell me.
No. I genuinely understood it. But the thing is, with role plays I mentioned, commitment was a problem there, right? So it's a bit more complex because if he doesn't have commitment, okay, that's one thing, but he also might have no money or time, right?
And this is what I am saying. The amount of matryoshkas that you have, it's ridiculous. So it's a gigantic mental map. It's a gigantic mental map that it only works and it's useful if you know how to do it extremely quick. And you're someone who is, I don't know, there was an old game about this that a bunch of stuff comes your way. You're basically just tossing everything away and just leaving the important stuff. It's pretty much that. It's like you're just tossing the things away that are not relevant. You're just maintaining a slim line in front of you of the thread that actually goes, the thread that matters. But all the other threads, you're like, you're just pushing them away to the side. But in order to push them away to the side, you need to touch them. You need to understand them. Make sense?
Yeah,
Yeah, it's also a pain in the ass, like I know. So yes,
it makes sense.
I will just
Thanks.
rewatch. My brain is off. Tyler, John Johnson. Wait, John Johnson is talking with someone.
Yeah, but you can't hear me though, right?
Yes, we can hear you. We heard what you said. We're like, what are you guys talking about? That's kind of weird. But
You
anyways,
dirty
What?
dog.
My
you
mic was muted.
you sly dog. Anyways, Tyler and John Johnson. Did you understood now the kind of analogy that I did, or is it still lost?
Yeah, it's simple now that I broke it down and wrote it down. So the pain is that the 4K is not enough. The problem is that he can't fit his family. The pain behind that is that he doesn't feel like a man and shit like that. So it keeps on getting smaller. So right now you're just simplifying it for us to just touch on those. Let's say, okay, this is one pain, but there is different madroshkas or shit like that.
Yeah,
But you just need to just touch on them to push them to the side. Be like, okay, I see this, I see this, I see this, I see this. But I'm going to focus on this. And then you just use that to lock in everything else. So yeah.
exactly. So I know it's kind of complex. I mean, John Johnson gave up and said, all right, I'm about to have a recreational time, clearly, but the rest of you who are still engaged. Mm, I know we don't like future pacing, but we do like asking what their goal is, right? So here's the way to understand very clearly. If you go with questions, especially questions that are tied to pain, people, sales resistance immediately. If you use enticing, that goes with future pacing, people completely open, like open arms to hug you. Those are the two extremes. And the whole point is that you can play with both sides. John Johnson is quick. So you can go to both sides at will and find out where you want to go. Because the more you go about this, the more crucial information you're going to get, but the more you're going to trigger the prospect. If you go on this side, the less information you're going to get, but the more easy it will be for the prospect to talk to you. I don't recommend going to this all the time. It's something that you have to see between how the calls are. I do not like going 100% on the future state or asking what their goal is because, meh, I'd just rather go into pains or something very broad. But it is great to use future pacing, any type of future pacing. For example, what's the goal that you put in the chat, Isabel? You can just use it to get more information because you feel like the prospects have been a bit closed off. That's why, and I'll give this a perfect analogy so all of you understand it. The opening question. What is the opening question that I teach you guys to use? Why did you book this call with me today? Extremely open. Nothing, no one will ever feel pressure by that at all. It's just like very open. Another variation that could be extremely open for people to respond is, okay, you booked this call with me. What's your goal? because you're pacing. People will say that. They don't have problem. I want to make more money. I want to do this. The problem, if you say, what is the biggest challenge you're having with X right now? Because it's extremely intrusive and it's going directly with the pain. People will be closed off and they will give you surface level, or they will give you the best answer because not everyone is closed off, but they still don't know it. Do you guys believe that people who know their problems, who literally know their problems, will need to be on calls? It's like usually that doesn't happen. People who are on calls, they don't really know what the problem is. They haven't really linked all the dots, connected everything. So your job as a closer is to help them do that. Yeah. So that's why it's like better to start with a question like that. And yeah, hopefully that example clarifies why you can go one of those directions. Let me know if that's clear or if you need more explanation, Isabel.
Yeah, that makes sense. And do you often use the goal, like ask what their goal is in the call?
I wouldn't say
For-
often, because to be fair, in my calls, I do the framing so strictly and I make it so clear when I say the stuff that I hardly need to use the desire state angle so that people can actually talk to me. I make such a strong frame that people know that they have to do it. And if they don't, they're just, okay, I'm not going to help you then because I can't help you. But if the frame is not that solid, it's a useful tool for sure. And sometimes, of course, I mean, I did it. Like sometimes, yes, but I'm not a big fan of that. I'm not the biggest fan. What is this chat? Okay. Anyways, gentlemen and ladies, is there any other questions? Something else?
Yeah, just quickly. Any additional feedback for me after that role play? Things I did well, things I could improve.
Yes, I was forgetting about that. Thank you. Everyone put a W in the chat. Russian comrade actually deliver. He surprised. Handling 3 men by himself. he actually did it. Total beast, actually. Total beast. You did very well. The only 2 problems that you had is that the data gathering was kind of weak on the fact that you could have more specific stuff that, as you've seen, really made a difference when I used it in the proper way. And the second thing is that, but this is not just you, because literally everyone was lost. You guys need to zoom out. This role play that we did is literally the best example on why it's so important to zoom out, because everyone was lost. No one knew where to go. And if you were on that call as a closer, any of you would have been completely fucked because you don't know where. But if you actually zoomed out, like I told you guys to do, immediately, it's like, huh, it's not that difficult now, because it wasn't. Do you see how easy when I zoomed out it became? How clear it was for me to ask the question? So I think all of you need to double down on that. Again, zooming out more. Jared, I told you this 17 times. We're going to keep doing it until you master it fully. And yeah, that's my feedback for you.
Appreciate it.
Absolutely. Anyone else has something they would like to ask, say? What is this chat?
I do have a question.
Go for it.
So it looks like this offer I'm going to be going on is for B2B and B2C lead gen. And I was wondering if there are any key things to look out for that people have noticed by dealing with these kind of prospects.
So you're having B2C and B2B, you said?
Looks like it.
And you're asking me how to deal with those prospects?
No, I was just wondering if people have been in like lead gen marketing agency offers before and wondered if there were any like key takeaways of common things that prospects have.
They do, but I never like you guys to play on that. I like you guys to just, it's what I was telling you, Carlitos. Carlitos is concerned because he's probably entering a trading offer and he doesn't know much about trading. You don't need to know trading. You need to know why the prospect wants to trade. And in your case, Aiden, you don't need to know what is the specific things of the prospects. You just need to find out why that prospect who's in front of you wants that, because that's all you need. Okay. And it just having that thought will help you so much. It will be stupidly easy for you to close. Also, your accent, that's also going to make it very easy. So yeah,
Thank you.
absolutely. Anything else?
Yeah, just a question on the cop. Literally just before this, I had a call. Yeah, at least in my opinion, maybe I'm tripping. I got commitment, I got ownership, and I got especially pain. The guy didn't think he could do it on his own. He said he's going to change now, etc., etc. All the good things. But when I dropped the price, he was just like, "Nah, I can't do that." And I clarified to him, like, "Do you believe this would help you?" He said yes. He and I said, "Okay, is this just that you generally don't have the money or don't think it's worth it?" He said, "Nah, it's I do have the money and I do think it's worth it, but it's kind of, it's not really the right time right now." And then I upped the pressure gradually. I did what you told me to do.
Yeah.
But and from a logical standpoint, like I wrecked him. I used everything he told me against him, and he was just like, "Yeah, man, no, you're right, but yeah, I just can't do it right now." Have that happened to you as well? And when that happens, I'm just trying to figure out where did I fuck up really?
You know what's a good example on this? It's there's only two possibilities, to be fair. Number one is that I want you to understand, and this is not one of the two possibilities. I just want you to understand that not everyone is closable. Don't forget that. None of you should forget that. Now, when it comes to the two possibilities, number one is basically that the prospect is just, there are people underneath there who would rather die by their own sword. There are people who are so stubborn that they will rather lose big opportunities just to be right or to just stay with their initial point. And I'm pretty sure all of us know someone like that. Okay, so you need to have that thing in mind. Maybe you can give the most perfect argument, but if someone makes a decision, they can only revert that decision with a lot of time and a lot of exposure. Okay, it's not going to happen. It doesn't matter what you say. Okay, so it's part of it. There is, all of you know that I'm being trained by someone in the CIA, and they literally have the same for that, which is you keep increasing, and it's something similar to what I say. You keep increasing the pressure, and to say as a joke, by the way, I'm saying that I'm gonna be arrested. Like I'm literally gonna pause the recording on this one, because just in case. My point is, there will be a point where it's just, okay, that's it. This is as far as I can go, and whatever happens, happens, right? So I don't want you to take it 100% personal, because you told me you tried everything. Of course, if I review that, maybe I can give you more details, blah, blah, blah. But if you genuinely tried everything and still doesn't happen, it's fine. That happens to me too as well. Okay. So it's not like, and people just end up the typical rage quit or buy. It's like, it happens. Now, the second thing is because no, he's like super, he's the real underground mentor. Like he's the real underground. Like actually, you're not gonna find it anywhere. I found it by extreme luck. Anyways, long story for another day. The second scenario is I want you to think back and remember the case that George had. I don't know if you were there, Andrew, the call that George had with this Christian lady that she was like super delusional. Were you there? No?
I saw parts of it.
Okay. So basically I was helping George with that, and it doesn't matter what you said. She was like, nope, 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 nope. And then after like a couple days or one day, she ended up sending an email to George saying that she just didn't like the online stuff. And that's why she didn't move forward. So it doesn't matter how well he handled the objection, because he was not handling the correct objection. There was an objection hidden that he never saw. And that could have been the case. And you just don't know it. You just genuinely don't know it. So my point is, this is why it's so important to be present and keep track of everything, because if you just miss one thing, that could be the whole call. Now, you have to have bad luck to that one thing completely screws up. But if that one thing is extremely important to the prospect, then that's all you need to lose. That's why you got to be so present and pay so much attention so that this doesn't happen to you. Yeah.
Awesome. That's very helpful. Just touching on what you said there. On the other day, I got the fucking I need to speak with my wife objection. And I haven't gotten that since fucking the viral coach days. It was a long, long time ago.
Yeah.
And I did a few things you mentioned in that video, you know, on how to handle it.
Yes.
But then he got back to me saying that it was the money, right? So when prospects give you the I need to speak with my wife objection, given that that is like a smokescreen. I remember you told me with I need to think about it that I shouldn't really try to attack. You need to think about it because it's a smokescreen for something else.
Yes.
Would you recommend the same when it comes to that objection? Like, don't even attack the fact that he wants to speak with his wife, but try to find the real thing behind it.
Yeah. So the I need to talk to my wife is one of those objections that is 50-50. It's a logistical and it's an uncertainty based one. Did anyone finish the YouTube video that I did? I know it's 4.5 hours, so I'm not expecting it, but no one did yet? Okay.
But yes, no.
So I explained that there, and basically is objections can be going to logistical and uncertainty based. Logistical is basically the money, the time, facts that are not in your control as a closer to change. Uncertainty is basically, I don't trust you, I don't believe in myself, I'm afraid, things that you can direct more easily, if that makes sense. The I need to talk to my wife is one that falls in both parts, because it is a smokescreen that could be tied to anything else, or is it genuinely a thing that, no, I need to talk to my wife? And your job to do that without objection is to genuinely find out why is that. So yes, you can handle it, but the first thing that I would always say is like, you sure you want to do this? Okay. You sure? You talk to me, and again, all the framework, I explained it in that video. Silence, okay? Clarify, finding out what's the real objection. If you cannot do that, you go with common sense, which is basically, we talk for an hour. Now you want to talk to your wife. Why haven't you talked to your wife earlier about this? You're hiding from her on this? What's going on? Is she gonna hit you? You're gonna sleep on the couch? Is she gonna go with your neighbor? What are you so concerned? What are you afraid of on this? So I'm gonna go there. Then I'm gonna go with leadership. Then I'm gonna go with a slap in the face. Do you want to go and talk to your wife about the fact that you're a loser and you're still broke? Or do you want to talk to your wife and tell her that you are actually someone who can get the things that she wants in a man? I don't know. Makes sense? And then you go with basically the on-sell. My point is that it's a several amount of techniques that you can do that you can use to really uncover the real truth there. If you have done them all, you should have seen. Like, on that, I think you fucked up, because you should have seen that it was a smoke screen. If you actually did all the steps, it's impossible for me at this moment. I wouldn't say impossible, but 99% that I'm not going to see if this is a smoke screen, because I'm very real. And they're just gonna tell me, yeah, no, it's just this. Make sense?
Yeah, I know, I agree with you 100%. I did fuck up. I should have realized it because I pre-handled the wife, and he even said, no, it's my wife's idea for me to do this. And then when I dropped the price, all of a sudden he needed to speak with his wife. What I fell for was, like, do you have a shared economy with the wife? And he said yes, but I think he lied to me and he just used that as an excuse. And later on, he did tell me that it was about the money. So, yep.
All right. But I mean, I'm gonna use that. The thing is that you failed to did a counter strike there. A counter strike is what you use the objection to build yourself a case to win. So basically, if he says, so you two share the account, the money, right? Yes, I see. And she told you that you should do this. Yeah, it was her idea. Okay, so that means that she wants you to invest. It's just your part that you're kind of hesitant on that. It's like, now he's gonna feel like an idiot. What is he gonna say? It was her wife's idea to do this, and she has the money to do this. So what? She changed his mind in the call, and telepathically, she told that to him. I'm gonna say that to him like that. He's gonna be like, yeah, okay. I'm not gonna let him get away with that. I'm gonna use what he told me to build my case. It's a counter-strike. You should all be doing this. Make sense?
Yeah, no, he was just like, yeah, no, I see your point, but it's just that I want to be respectful for my wife since it's both of us money, and she wants me to do this, but she doesn't know the price of this, so I just want to tell her about this beforehand.
Yeah. So that's if he said that to me, I know he's bullshitting me. So that same sentence convinces you, but that same sentence to me makes me say that you're bullshitting me, bro. I know. I can tell. Just tell me the truth. So be be more skeptical. You need to have more
Yep.
a bigger skeptical eye. Yeah?
Soka.
Yes. All right. I can see you all very tired on this one, except Carlitos. Carlitos is like just ready to go 5 more hours. He's a beast. The rest of you completely cooked. Aiden,
I wanted to ask, when you're getting these prospects and they're hitting you with these bullshit smoke screens and you know they're just lying out their ass, how are you gonna call that out?
roleplay with me. Tell you know that you don't have the money, but you tell me it's your wife.
Okay. Yeah, so Luke, I just need to speak to my wife about this.
Okay. Is she there right now?
She's not here.
When are you gonna talk to her?
When she gets back tonight, she's she's doing the school run right now, and then she'll come back, cook some food, and then I'll get some downtime with her later.
Well, what's the plan? What are you gonna tell her?
I'm gonna give her like an overview of what we went over today and how you're gonna help us, and then she obviously wants to know what the price is, and then I'll tell her that too.
Are you concerned about the price on that? About what she says?
I don't know how she'll react. I think she knows it's gonna cost a few grand because it's quite a big problem to solve, but I don't know, man, if I'm honest with you.
Okay. I mean, it was her idea for you to do this, right? You told me that.
Yeah.
And you told me that she knows it's gonna be a few grand, which is basically what we discussed. So I'm not following. Did she just change her mind and just send you a Bluetooth message through those earbuds, or how?
No. She just asked me to keep her in the loop before jumping into anything.
But she initiated you to do this. So she is on board at all. At all, it will be you talking to her so that she can tell you, yeah, do it, Aiden. You can do your own stuff. Is that what you need? I'm not following.
Yeah, I'm not a very good liar, so it's super easy for me to get wrapped up in these kind of things. Like some people can lie through their teeth and it be believable. I'm terrible at lying.
But it doesn't matter if you're good or bad at lying. I'm just gonna keep increasing the things I'm saying so that with every sentence I give you, you feel more like an idiot, literally.
Yeah.
It's difficult for you to escape. There will be a point where I'm like, okay, fuck it. Yeah, I'm concerned about the money more than anything. Oh, you just told me. And now I'm gonna handle the money. So but I want you to realize how I handle that. No word track, no anything. I just started asking you questions that were based on the things that you told me before. I'm trying to understand. I'm not trying to share a perspective with you. Yeah. So
Gotcha. Thank you.
absolutely. Someone else has a question?
So, a question that I had, no, I'm just kidding, guys.
Okay. All right. It was a good call. I hope hopefully you guys learned. This is literally another masterclass. I'm just gonna put sales masterclass part 2 at this point, because with a fun role play in the middle. So, gentlemen, ladies, I will leave you now to go to sleep, to go to work, to whatever. My pleasure to help you, to do the best I can for all of you to make a lot of money. And that being said, I will salute you all, and I will see you in the next one on Sunday. Peace out, everyone.
Thank you, Luca. We will get canceled for that one.